We should know how to handle, not only how to handle the success, how to handle the failure. Because any task you do, you have to come across problem. Problem should not become the captain of the individual or the project chief. The project chief should become the captain of the problems and defeat the problem and succeed. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. History has proven that those who dare to imagine the impossible are the ones who break all the human limitations. In every field of human endeavor, whether science, medicine, sports, arts or technology, the names of the people who imagined the impossible are engraved in our history. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. You take C.V. Raman, you take Newton, you take Einstein, you take Chandrasekhar. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. If you want to be discoverers, if you want to be innovators, I am going to give you what type of characteristic you must have. Invention and discoveries have emanated from creative minds that have been constantly working and imagining the outcome. The telephone, he was imagining the outcome in the mind. With imaging and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for that inspired mind, thereby leading to invention and discoveries.
Sir, I would like to hear from you a few tips for the upcoming generation to succeed in life.
Well, succeeding in life, I have already told you.
Yes, sir.
You have to do 4 things, okay? Number 1, great aim.
Great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will continuously acquire knowledge.
Continuously acquire knowledge.
I will do hard work.
I will do hard work.
I will persevere.
I will persevere.
And succeed.
And succeed.
Okay, that's the mantra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You have many accomplishments. You've written books. You've served as president. You're an aerospace engineer. You've been a professor. But you say the title you like best is the title of teacher. Why is that? You know, I had a teacher when I was a young boy, 10 years boy, wartime, the Second World War going on. At that time, I used to see in my class, 5th class teacher, in science teacher, he entered the classroom and we used to see the radiation of knowledge from him. When he enters the classroom, my teacher, I see a radiation of purity of life. And the way he taught, my dream got shaped. What should be my way of life? He is the person, the teacher gave me the vision of my life when I was a young fellow. Now a teacher has got a fantastic opportunity to grow minds, to enrich the minds and give the dreams to the young people and nurture the dreams with them, and they will become a great human being. Sometime they will become better than you, but better than the teacher. So that opportunity you have. I will have great aim. I will continuously acquire knowledge. I will do hard work. I will persevere and succeed. Great lesson, which no university taught me, no book taught me, but that one person, that institution taught me such a big lesson. How to manage success, most importantly the failure. How to live a good life
how to live a beautiful life without thinking which country you belong, without thinking which religion you belong, without thinking which language you belong, without thinking which caste you belong, to represent the indomitable spirit of a man. Wherever there is indomitable spirit of man, the man succeeds, the woman succeeds, the village succeeds, the state succeeds, the country succeeds, the world succeeds. The indomitable spirit. Sri Dhirubhai Ambani has a mission and a great entrepreneur who had seen successes. For success, any mission, what we need is indomitable spirit. Let us study the characteristics of an indomitable spirit. It has two components. Indomitable spirit has got two components. The first component is that there must be a vision leading to higher goals of achievement. I would like to recall a couplet, the Tirukkural, by the poet Saint Thiruvalluvar, written in 2000 years ago. It means that whatever may be the depth of the river or lake or pond, whatever they may be the conditions of the water, the lily flower always comes out of and blossoms. Similarly, if there is a definite determination to achieve a goal, even if it is impossible to achieve, the man succeeds. This is one of the component of the indomitable spirit. The second one, that many of us have gone through large programs and projects. We would have experienced the success is not in sight and there are many hurdles. Hurdles created by man, hurdle created by the nature of the program, hurdle created by the technology, all this is possible in a major program like wealth generation. It means that successful leaders can never be defeated by problems. They become the master of the situation and they defeat the problems. Now friends, the indomitable spirit is defined by these two conditions. I consider these two Tirukkurals characteristics characterize the indomitable spirit of Dhirubhai Ambani. Whenever he encountered problems, he gave the problems to the problems. He inhibited the indomitable spirit in successfully implementing the complex missions. Growth is life. I have repeated a number of times, I don't mind repeating that one incident. That incident for me is a university education. I have not read anywhere. I have so far, I have gone round the orbit 71 times around the sun. I have not gone through any education, such a beautiful education I got in 1979, 1980 period. I thought of sharing with you on this occasion. It is like this, 1979, August 17th, we were ready for launch of a satellite launch vehicle with 44 subsystems and thousands of components. It was built in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and at that time, Professor Satish Dhawan was the chairman, Atomic Energy Space Commission, and he is also Space Center. And he gave me the task in 1973 to build a satellite launch vehicle, to put a satellite in the orbit. 1973, he gave me this task. In 79, we were ready, thousands of engineers, 10,000 of workers and staff, they all worked together. Then we moved the satellite launch vehicle from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center to the now Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota. So the launch vehicle was in the launch pad, and the day 17th August 1979, and I am the mission director, project director, and we are all in the control center, and computer takes over. Up T-minus 8 minutes, computer will take over, because it's very difficult for me as a mission director to check hundreds of parameters. So it has to be checked. Computer, we hand over the whole launch of the rocket system to the computer. So when T-minus 8 minutes came, I handed over to the computer for the launch on 17 August 1979. And thousands of people are waiting for the launch mission centers, and they are working throughout the country and some downrange stations. Exactly at T-minus 8 minutes, computer took over. And then at T-minus 4 minutes, computer put a hold. It says, don't launch. So we are all, because at that time, the whole rocket system is alive, and every explosive system, propellant system, electronic system, all are on ready to launch. Computer says, don't launch. At T-minus 4 minutes, then immediately a computer printout comes out. There's some problem in the second stage control system. There's a leakage, so you don't launch. Behind me, there are number of experts, 6-7 experts, my expert 10 years, 20 years experienced people. I turn to them, and they are their computers to find out what happened, and they tell me within a minute. They say there's a problem in the second stage control system and we cannot launch. Computer says, but we believe as experts, the igniter, that is oxidizer, is sufficiently more there. Even though there's a leakage in the system, you can launch. They asked me to launch. That is, I can say to the computer to shut off the computer. I can manually launch the rocket system. I discussed with my experts, I believed in them, I agreed with them, I am responsible for it. I immediately put the rocket in manual mode. So rocket took off, 100 seconds, beautiful launch, and the rocket first stage did its job. It's a 4-stage rocket system. Then the second stage took off. Within a minute, within a second, it got into spin. That means it should be steady. It's a controlled rocket system by a guidance system. But it was going to spin. I knew I lost the rocket system. Within few seconds, instead of putting the satellite in the orbit, the whole system went to Bay of Bengal. So it was a failure. And then how do you handle a failure? It's very important for entrepreneurs. Life is not so simple. We have to handle the failures with stout heart. My chairman, that is the Professor Satish Dhawan, exactly at 6:30, I was very tired of continuously working. He come to my room, you join me for a press conference. On that day, in the morning there's a press conference. Hundreds of press reporters, media people have assembled. Just Professor Dhawan told me, Satish Dhawan told me, I am going to handle the press conference. You are going to come with me. He took me there. And there was a press, the national press, international press. They asked a lot of questions. How can you put 20 crores in Bay of Bengal? One guy asked. And like that, so many serious questions. After all, people will ask questions, the people's money. So like that, number of questions were there. And Professor Satish Dhawan said, yes, it's a failure. First time we have launched, we have gained a lot of system, and definitely we will succeed. I will give all the support to my technologies. I'll give all the supports to my scientists. We will succeed in a year's time, he said. Friends, did you observe what happened there? I am the mission director. I am the project director. I have failed the missions. With me, 5,000 people have worked. But Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization, he took the responsibility of the failure. He completely switched my failure to his failure. This is the leadership quality.
Exactly after 1 year, that is 18th July 1980, we go to the launch pad and the countdown starts. T minus 8 minutes I hand over to the computer. Computer checks out. First stage, it initiates the rocket system. First stage gives the required velocity. Second stage gives the required velocity. Third stage gives the required velocity. And fourth stage required the escape velocity for the put the satellite in the orbit. I am seeing in front of me what is the performance taking place. I took the microscope, I put the mic, I announced all the station. Here is your mission director. The satellite is in the orbit and we congratulate you, I told them. No, that's not the important, that's one of the important things happened. But after 30 minutes, Vikram Satish Dhawan called me. Go for press conference, you conduct the press conference, he said. Can you see the significance? Failure he took it, success he gave me to my team. It is a great lesson. It's a great lesson.
President said, and there in May, we saw first time how 48 degrees Celsius will be there and outside, the outside temperature. And then midday we conducted a new test, and that made India a nuclear weapon state. And that also gave me another type of happiness. Then I said, okay, these are all some different, some space. I said we prepare for the nation, I prepared for the nation, India 2020 vision. How by the year 2020 India can be an economically developed nation. We give a blueprint, a roadmap in 1998 with a complete areas specified and what should be done. And this book, finally a book also come, India 2020, is famous book. And all these six, another work, and including Parliament discussed and politically they accepted in those days. So all this happened. But she was nothing impressed, my student. You know, student, when you are taking class, you will know. She said, I didn't ask all these things, but you give me one thing which gave you bliss, anand. You know, bliss means anand, equivalent is anand. Now, finally, I told her, see, when I was in DRDL Hyderabad, I was working as a director of the establishment, and also my specialization composite material, how to make a composite material. The Agni missile, the introduction I gave for Agni, carry what is called a heat shield, because when it re-enters with 15 times the sound speed, re-entry time, before 2000 kilometers goes, the temperature outside will be normally 4500 degree Kelvin. It will be burning, it's a flame. That means inside the nose cone, inside the heat shield, the material what you carry, it may be any important material, and that should be in temperature, the room temperature what you are having. This is the requirement. So we developed a material what is called carbon-carbon material. You know carbon composite. This carbon-carbon material, we developed at the tip we have put this fellow, so that whenever temperature, very high temperature flame comes in, this will protect the inside, will be always 25, 28 degrees Celsius. So this very light material we used. So this is called heat shield for Agni. One day, a orthopedic friend, Professor B.N. Prasad, at that time he was in Nizam Institute of Medical Science. He is an orthopedic surgeon. One day he was visiting me. Orthopedic surgeon was visiting my lab. I showed him the precious thing, the heat shield. He lifted, he found it's very light, very light, very light. He was always saying very light. And heavy. Strength also, you say very high temperature, strength also very low. So strength will be kept always. So all this thing was highly impressed. He said, Kalam, I want to take you to my orthopedic ward in Nizam Institute of Medical Science. So he put me in his car, took me to the hospital, and took me to the orthopedic ward where 30-40 people who are having knee surgery. And about 15 young boys and girls, they had the caliper fitted. You know, for a polio patient, they fit the caliper. That caliper, both caliper put together weighs 4 kilograms. He told me, see that as soon as we went, they were removed that caliper, they did not wear it. As soon as they saw the doctor, immediately started fitting it. So heavy, it's not so uncomfortable. He told me, you see the scene, and you have got a fantastic material. What the use of missile? Why not you use that material, missile material? Use it for this, my children. So we took it as a challenge. We took dimension. We took 22 molds we made in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time. And then we got 15 calipers. Or we call it FRO, floor reaction orthosis, FRO. And I took it to the hospital with my team, composite team, and we fitted to each child. And child, when they were so light, they started running. Because that 4 kilogram becomes 400 gram. 4 kilogram, 1/10, 400 gram. The children were so happy, and they started running. When the mother saw this one, they thought, I saw the tears. I said, that was the bliss I got, I told. So all of you, my feeling is, that answers as my student. All of you are fortunate to be in a noble profession to remove the pain with compassion and experience. Very important. See, one is treatment, another is compassion. Both today I was in Tiruvallur at a school. One girl asked me now question, but 12 questions were there. One question she asked. Before her question I answered, I asked what class you are studying. The girl said, I am 10 plus 1. What subject you have taken? She said medical subject she has taken. That is biology, medical science, and physics, bioscience. All these things she has taken. And I hope you are becoming a doctor. I said, yes, my dream is to become a doctor so that I can remove the pain, she said. Fantastic statement the girl made. I want to remove the pain. But I said, my answer was, normally we all of us, human beings, we have one biological heart, isn't it? Always you and me, all of us got one biological heart. But doctors should have 2 hearts, I said. Apart from biological heart, they must have one more heart. So the question I asked, what is a second heart? Nobody can. Finally I said, it's a kind heart. Because doctor service, medical service needs compassion to the patient. Because you find not one patient. You have to treat hundreds of patients with pain. In that environment, you have need kindness and compassion. So I visualize all the doctors. They've got 2 hearts. Good doctors. Now, medical profession, one of the important things, friends, when I see Dr. Sanjeevi's life, Dr. Ramurthi's life, and all your life, I see one great quality we need, what is called culture of excellence. Culture of excellence. All of you can hear me? Yes. Last row? Yes. Now, friends, you will belong to the medical community of multiple fields. You should stand for a culture of excellence. The excellence not by accident. It is a process, where an individual continuously strives to better oneself. The performance standards are set by themselves. They work on their dreams with focus and are prepared to take calculated risk and do not get deterred by failures as they move towards their dreams. Then they step up their dreams as they tend to reach the original targets. They strive to work to their potential. In the process, they increase their performance, thereby multiplying further their potential. This is an unending life cycle phenomena, culture of excellence. They are not in competition with anyone else but themselves. That is a culture of excellence. I am sure each one of you will aspire to become a unique with culture of excellence, because that is needed. When you see a patient and the diagnostic method has changed and the treatment methods have changed, and you are the one area you have to be completely updated continuously. That means your knowledge should continuously needs addition. Friends, medicine, when I am seeing all of you, medicine is undergoing a paradigm shift. The understanding of genome, the dynamics of proteins, and the ability of technology to see various processes of the cells have zeroed on to inflammation. Inflammation as the root of all the diseases. You will agree. Now, with these discoveries also came a scientific advances in understanding the underlying mechanisms of disease, leading to innovative therapies that focus on addressing the causes of disease instead of just treating symptoms. It is essential our medical scientists and clinicians working in the field of healthcare and research have to revisit traditional pharmacological approaches to medicine and healthcare and develop scientific treatment protocols to use them for many acute and chronic disease and disorders. Now, when I am telling you in 2013, that is last year, cancer research found a sea change in research and development, because I visited Anderson Laboratory in USA. According to the Science Journal, it's called the Advanced of Sciences, AAS, promising results emerged from the clinical trials of cancer immunotherapy, in which treatment target the body's immune system rather than tumors directly. Tumor flow, in cancer, you will treat something, it will come somewhere else. Okay, so the question is, the 2013 research says the immune system targets the body's immune system rather than the tumors directly. The treatment pushed T cells and other immune cells to combat cancer. So far, this process works only for certain cancer and a few patients. It is considered to be an important scientific breakthrough. Though the ultimate impact on the disease is not known, it was reported the results so far have been highlighting its success. It is possible immunotherapy in future may find solution for many other diseases. Only person I can ask Anda Amma whether it's possible. Professor, I was there a few weeks back at Edinburgh University. I saw something I thought sharing to the young doctors. Professor Chandran, in one of the laboratory, showed his work on deploying technologies typically used for eye care professionals and use it to detect neural disorders. Let me read it. Professor Chandran, he is from Edinburgh University, a laboratory I visited, cancer laboratory, showed his work on deploying technologies typically used by eye care professionals, and use it to help detect neural disorders. Using optical scanner devices, his team is mapping the inside of the eye, particular retina. They are going further and targeting the optical nerve, a small opening into the retina which carries neurons and photoreceptors from the eye to the brain. Using the advanced technology, they are able to peep down the optical nerves in the specific region of the brain and make a longitudinal and cross-section image of it. He showed me a number of images. These images clearly show any odd neural pattern or any potentially at risk neural form. Thus, using this technology, Professor Chandran and his team is able to direct early disorders and administer preventive care in the typical area. Now, friends, I would like to say that 6 virtues of medical care one we have to possess, whoever the medical care. Let me now share with you 6 virtues which a medical caregiver should possess. This I have read in a book titled Medicine and Compassion, authored by Rinpoche, monk, Buddhist monk Rinpoche, co-authored by David Arshlim MD. It's a nice book. Name of the book, Compassion and Medical Care. According to the authors, first virtue is generosity. That is, the doctor should have a mind of generosity. Second virtue is pure ethics. Because just now I had a specialist in ethics area is here, ethics area. And that's I am very happy to know. May I know, sir, who is that, sir, who is special medical ethics? Dr. Hegde. PM Hegde. Okay, so first virtue is generosity, the second virtue is pure ethics, third is tolerance, because you will be in the midst of pain. A doctor or nurses, they are in the midst of pain. That's why tolerance. The fourth is perseverance. Doctor never gives up. Never gives up. He will always say, I can save this situation, or say, prevent the disease or cure the disease. Fifth is cultivating pure concentration. When you see a patient, he should feel my doctor sees me through, not just keep thermoscope and get away. And the way you treat the patient, he feels the cultivating the pure concentration of the patient. The last virtue is intelligent. That means no field in the country, in any part of the world, it needs updating. Because medical field in equipment, in diagnosis, in treatment, continuously every day it's changing. Fortunately, internet is there. These virtues will empower the caregivers with a humane heart. I am sure the medical who are present here and elsewhere will have all these 6 virtues that will reinforce confidence of the citizen in the healthcare system. So finally, in conclusion, I would like to say what I will be remembered for. First, friends, I want to leave you with a thought today. What is the one action which will make you great? Every one of you has a page in the history of the world. What is that page? How do you make that page which is going to be referred by the prosperity? There is a need to give a vision to your ambition. What I will be remembered for? Each one of us has to ask the question, what I will be remembered for? And if you find an answer for this question in a few lines, that of out-of-box idea will drive you for the rest of your life. You will definitely thinking something different on our out-of-box mission. What are they? Can I visualize along with you? I'm not a doctor, but I want to visualize along with you. Each one of you will derive your own vision to remember. For example, you see this light. When you see this light, immediately we remember a personality. Even though electricity was discovered, Faraday, long ago, but application was given a person, Thomas Alva Edison. When the light you see, Thomas Alva Edison. When the telephone bell rings, you remember Alexander Graham Bell. So, what a lady who got 2 Nobel Prizes, you will remember Madame Curie, because one for discovery of radium, another she treated cancer patient using the radium. For both she got 2 Nobel Prizes. So they are all unique people. So what I will be remembered for, you will be definitely thinking something different. And out of box mission today, what are they? You are going to say today what I will be remembered for. Can I visualize along with each one of you will derive your own vision. I am not putting boundary condition. Will you be remembered for bringing smiles of health and joy to all the patients? When the patient reaches you, you will be having haunted by patients. But smile, can you wear the smiles? Will you be remembered for helping creating a unique cost-effective vaccine against malaria? Malaria is not going out of our country. And thereby saving more than 1 million people, mostly children, and who are in trouble. Will you be remembered for creating a roadmap for reviving the 23,000 primary healthcare centers across the nation, which would enable them to deliver the much needed primary health facilities to a remote region? Madras doctors want to be in Madras. Nobody want to go to the primary health centers. Will you be remembered as a champion of preventive? This is very important, sir. Will you be remembered as a champion of preventive health care in the areas of cardiology, diabetic and infectious diseases? Because you would be the great teacher. You are treating a patient. Patient doesn't come alone. He comes with his family. And when the patient gets cured, he becomes a teacher. When you teach, when you tell him why he got the disease, how it can be prevented, he will give you attention to you. He will care for you. Will you be remembered as a great teacher in preventive care for diseased families of patients? Will you be remembered for contributing in a unique way in finding a cure for diseases such as cancer and HIV? Now friends, my best wishes to all of you for success in your mission of removing the pain of the needy patient. A four-line poem-like thing called creativity. I would have made at least 1 million children to repeat it, okay? 1 million children. Repeat, I will say, and they will repeat it. So I am going to say a few words about creativity. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. So I'm very happy, Wharton, you are thinking of knowledge at Wharton. It's a beautiful idea. My greetings to all of you.
I wonder if you could start by talking about your past. You were born in Rameshwaram in 1931. What are the biggest differences you see between India as it was then and India today?
Well, I have orbited around the sun 76 times. You know what it means?
You're 76 years old.
Correctly you said it. So, in that 76 period, I have seen, and when I was a young boy, the Second World War coming to an end. And then I saw the effect of war and injuries healing. I saw India attaining the freedom 1915 when I was a schoolboy,
I saw 1947, August 15, 1947, India achieving its freedom. It was a great, happy moment. I have seen the economic ascent phase in India in 1991, 92. Ascent phase started. Till then we had a lot of difficulties. I have worked with visionaries like Professor Vikram Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan, Dr. Brahm Prakash. I have seen a green revolution. I have seen white revolution. I have seen telecom revolution and growth of ICT, that is information communication technology. And I was involved in India's space program. It is one of our most successful program in the country. And self-sufficiency in the strategic weaponry.
You just spoke about your involvement with India's rocket program. In fact, I know that you were also very involved with India's missile program and that you earned the nickname the Missile Man of India. Could you please tell us about that experience and what were the main lessons you learned?
Well, it is like this. I worked to Indian Space Research Organization for about 20 years. There only we achieved putting a satellite in the orbit, building a 4-stage rocket system. Then I took up the integrated guided missile program with my team. I means the team. And youthful teams were fortunately were my team members. And they have worked together, and we have great value addition because the youth power and the program, particularly such a strategic missile program, succeeded. And the most important area is human resource development. So the program are in safe hands now. I learned one of the important thing in these programs, both space program, missile program, we should know how to handle not only how to handle the success, how to handle the failures. Particularly you are in the management environment, Wharton. I want the young people to understand how to manage the failure. Because any task you do, you have to come across problem. Problem should not become the captain of the individual or the project chief. And the project chief should become the captain of the problems and defeat the problem and succeed. So this is what I have learned.
You played a key role in India's nuclear program in 1998. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the main lesson I learned was how multiple technical teams and multiple departments of government of India could work together with the industrial partnership. That is one unique thing. How many people many teams can work together, get things done as a national need. This is it's a big experience I gained.
You are known to be a deeply spiritual person. Have you ever felt guilty or conflicted about developing nuclear weapons? Why or why not?
I realized that for my country's development, peace is essential. Peace comes out of strength. Strength respects the strength. Peace, that is how weaponized missiles were born. So the only strength, you need minimum strength to keep the nation peaceful, and so that you can enter into the necessary developmental missions. That's how I look at it.
How did you come to become India's president? What leadership qualities do you think are needed to lead a country that is so huge, so complex, and so chaotic?
Well, I won't say chaotic. The type of order comes out of disorder, okay? This is what's happening now. I was elected as a President of India 2002-2007. Yeah, through a well-structured election process. Now, the leader, not only to become the president, you need to give any political leadership or technological leadership. You have to have 6 traits one leader should have. And what are the 6 traits? Number 1, leader must have a vision. Without a vision, he will not be a leader, he or she. So leader must have a vision. The second one, leader must be able to travel into an unexplored path. Normally tendency to travel the, well laid out path. But the leader, he takes a path of untraveled path. Third thing, leader must know how to manage success, most importantly the failure. Any mission he does or she does, so he has to go through some failure. They should know how to manage the failures.
Could you give us an example from your own experience about managing failure?
Well, my own experience like this, 1973, I became the project director for satellite launch vehicle program, SLV-3. It is called, to put a Rohini satellite in the orbit by 1980. When the management structure I was given, money I was given, and then human power I was given, only they said by 1980, you must put the satellite in the orbit, making a rocket. So thousands of people worked for that, say a scientific technical team. So when the time came, 1979, I think it's in August, we launched, I was in the mission director, project director. I was the control center. I was the mission director. We handed over to the computer to do the process of checking the launch vehicle T-minus 4 minutes and launch it. After 1 minute in the computer, checkered computer put a hold. For some reasons, they said a display was there. It said some component is not doing well, control component. My experts told me, I have always behind me 4 or 5 experts will be there. And they quickly calculated in computer. They told me, don't worry, there is a lot of reserve fuel is there. We will succeed. So I bypassed the computer. I went on manual, launched the rocket system. Okay, and it's a 4-stage rocket system. First stage worked beautifully. As soon as the second stage separated, it got into trouble. Instead of satellite going to orbit, the whole rocket system went into Bay of Bengal. Okay, so it was a big failure. So that day, Indian Space Research Organization Chief, Professor Satish Dhawan, there's a press conference, 7 o'clock we launched. 7:45 there's a press conference. The whole world press is there in Kota at launch base. So I still remember the chairman of the organization, the leader of the organization, taking the press conference. I was by his side. He said, we have failed. First time we tried to attempted, and this failure really makes us to believe we have to give more technological support to my team, and they worked very hard. Definitely in a year they will succeed. So I was a mission director, I was a project director. I am responsible for the failure. And he took the responsibility of failure as a chairman of the organization, and the leader of the organization. Next year, 1980, July, we succeeded. The whole nation was jubilant. There was a press conference. Professor Satish Dhawan told me, you go and take the press conference. Okay? The message is, when the failure occurred, the leader of the organization owned the failure. When the success came, he gave to his team. That the best management principle I have not learned previously, any books have not taught me. I learned from that experience. Okay?
That's a beautiful story. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Next one, fourth point, leader must have courage to take decision. That's our problem today throughout the world. Leader must have a courage to take decision. Fifth one, leader should have a nobility in management. I mean, nobility in management, a big question mark. So I believe leader should have a nobility in management. Every action of the leader should be transparent. You know what I mean? Leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity. And I believe president, since you asked the question, has to be continuously in touch with the people. Rashtrapati Bhavan, where I was there, became a people's Bhavan. Instead of Rashtrapati Bhavan, it becomes People's Bhavan. And also I travel into the whole state, cutting across hill, deserts and sea. I was in touch with millions and millions of people.
You had a vision for India in 2020. It was that gradually the differences between the countryside and the cities would disappear. Could you please explain your concept of the Pura and how that leads to this transformation?
I am glad you have studied my website, and I have explained the Pura concept in the keynote address. I am going to do it today. Briefly, Pura is about giving a cluster of villages physical, electronic and knowledge connectivity so that the economic connectivity can emerge. We planned about 7,000 Puras for the whole nations, and it called Hill Pura, Coastal Pura and Plain Pura. And we believe this system, the Pura system, will bring the economic connectivity. That means employment generation potential increases, and I believe through Pura we are saying, and the employment generation capacity, empowering the people for employment, is indeed very vital in the rural environment so that prosperity will emerge.
You have spoken about the need for India to become energy independent by the year 2030. How would that happen?
Today all our fossil fuel dominating the energy sector throughout the world. The World Energy Forum predicts another 5 to 8 decades the fossil fuel will vanish because it is not renewable. So I have given to my country what is called energy independence. It's a 3-dimensional approach. Number one, you go for solar power. Now solar power with solar cell efficiency today, 15-20%, is not economical. So I have suggested we should go for a CNT, carbon nanotube composite combination. That efficiency will go up, the solar cell efficiency will go up in the CNT background to 45 to 55%. Many of the research institutions are busy. In 3 to 5 years' time is going to come. So first is solar power source. Second is in nuclear power. Since we have got abundant thorium-based nuclear reactors, definitely is one of the clean solution for the second area. Third area is the biofuel. Biofuel, one is ethanol route, another is biodiesel, Jetafa route. This combination, all the three, definitely will give a freedom from the fossil fuel, and also it going to have an environment, clean environment, because by fossil fuel the cars what you drive here in Wharton, what you drive in Philadelphia, what we drive in India, what we drive in New York, what we drive in London, all 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide we are pumping. So to come out of that, energy independence.
Technology plays an important role in your vision for India's future. How do social grids help make India a developed country?
So what I believe is called societal grid. Societal grid has got three grids. One is Pura grid, and the another is e-governance grid, another is health grid. The idea is that knowledge grid empowers the village citizens with skill and knowledge. Health grid brings the super speciality health care available in the city to the doorstep of the rural citizens. E-governance grid, another grid is called e-governance grid, brings transparent governance, is very important, but transparent governance to the citizen. And also all these four grids, the economic, it will lead to economic growth and societal transformation because communication in all areas are available.
During your years as India's president, what was the biggest leadership challenge you faced and how did you overcome it?
Well, first time I had to return what is called Office of Profit Bill to the Parliament. For the reason I felt that there was no transparent system of determining a post as an Office of Profit or not. So that is a major decision because it's first time I happened to study that. I have to return it to the Parliament for reconsideration. It created its own dynamics in my country, but I felt I had done the right thing there.
If you could rewind and replay the years of your presidency, is there anything that you would do differently? Is there anything that you would have liked to do that you weren't able to?
Yeah, last year I came up with the idea after finishing my 4 years term and 5th year term starting at that time. I felt I must completely power the Rashtrapati Bhavan with solar power. And for that, a big proposal also emerged. And but then it created a lot of environmental questions. Rashtrapati Bhavan is a very clean environment with a lot of trees, flowers, and biodiversity centers. So the environmental people, they raised a lot of questions. Before I answered, my term was over. So that's one of the requirements, that is Rashtrapati Bhavan should be a first home in the country electrified by solar power.
One last question. You are a gifted poet. Could you please recite some lines of your favorite poem for us?
I remember the favorite poem is The Vision. The Vision. I recited this poem in my parliament. So I will share with you. The poem goes like that. The name is The Vision. I climbed and climbed. Where is the peak, my lord? I climbed and climbed. Where is the peak, my lord? I plowed and plowed. Where is the knowledge treasure, my lord? I plowed and plowed. Where is the knowledge treasure, my lord? I sailed and sailed. Where is the island of peace, my lord? I sailed and sailed. Where is the island of peace, my lord? Almighty, bless my nation with vision and sweat resulting into happiness.
You have spoken and written a lot about innovation, about how India can be a developed country, and of late you've written very specifically just a few days ago about how India can be a powerful country in 2030. Could you tell us and tell our young audience here what innovation means to you, why it's important to India, and how you view India as taking innovation and moving forward?
Thank you, my friend Deepak Amin, and also I'd like to greet Professor R.K. Shivaganka and all the IIT students. I'm very happy in your company.
And first of all, friends, I felt I must define discovery, invention and innovation. Discovery, invention and innovation. What are the relationship? I want to, so that we understand what we are going to discuss. Now, discovery, as you all know, relates to finding new laws, a principle and concept. Example, Raman effect is a discovery. Einstein energy equation is a discovery. Chandrasekhar Chandra's limit is discovery. Okay? Now, invention from the basic theory evolved finding new system. For example, Graham Bell's telephone is an invention. Graham Bell telephone is an invention. And Thomas Alva Edison's light and bulb, it is an invention. Marconi's wireless system is an invention. Now, what is innovation? Question is, what is the relationship? The change that creates a new dimension to performance is the innovation. Change that creates a new dimension is the innovation. It's the definition for Peter Drucker. Now, example, you take telephone. A telephone was Graham Bell. Telephone and wireless communication is equal to, you may get a mobile telephone and its variants. And its application is a great example of innovation. That is, the mobile telephone, mobile system, mobile telephone becomes an innovation. Internet is invention. Internet is an invention. Cable television is another invention. Using internet to deliver cable TV over a computer is an innovation. Followed? Yes or no? Dr. Manilal Bhaumik's invention is excimer laser. He invented laser. The laser itself discovery. Laser is a discovery, but Dr. Manilal Bhaumik's invention is excimer laser. And application of excimer laser for eye surgery is innovation. Can you see the difference between the discovery and the invention and innovation? You got it? Yes or no? Now let me ask a professional choice, friends, among you. What are your professional choices? So that my discussion will relate to innovation linked to your professional dream. So I want to ask you, how many of you like to pursue research career? How many of you? So, okay, good number, good, I'm very happy, good number, okay. How many of you, same hand should not lift. How many of you would like to enter political and governance area? Political and governance area. Nice guy, nice guys, I'm very happy to see young fellows want to enter politics, make a big change, okay? Next one, how many of you would like to become a general entrepreneurs? General entrepreneurs. Okay. How many of you want to become social entrepreneurs? You know, there is a difference. You don't make a lot of money in social entrepreneurs. Whereas entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
So they make a lot of money. Okay. How many of you want to become a social entrepreneur? Okay. Now I know where you are. Okay. Now, friends, let me talk to you, friends, the story of invention, inventors, discovery and discoverers. You can interact with me. Let us study the important inventors and their invention. When I say Wright brothers, immediately we remember, what is that? Aircraft, the two brothers, when people said it cannot be done, they have done it. George Eastman, can you think of? Film. George Eastman's color film he discovered. Thomas Edison, just now I told you, the light bulb. That's all innovation and inventors. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone. So these are all invention and inventors. Let us go to discoverers and discoveries. Albert Einstein, energy equation, E equal to mc square. Now Srinivasa Ramanujan, great mathematics man in India, produced number theory. He gave a shape to number theory. Chandrasekhar Subramaniam, black hole, and also he established the Chandra limit. Use a small equation. Using the Chandra limit, you can calculate how long sun will shine. Now, all of you want to remember All of you want to remember what I'm saying, because if you want to be inventors, if you want to be discoverers, if you want to be innovators, I am going to give you what type of characteristic you must have. Invention and discoveries have emanated from creative minds that have been constantly working and imagining the outcome. The telephone, he was imagining the outcome in the mind. With imaging and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for that inspired mind, thereby leading to invention and discoveries. Now, higher the number of creative minds in an organization, the best results of innovation will emerge.
I just wanted to ask you, that
yes.
was a good sort of introduction to people about the differences between innovation and discovery. I'd love for the students here to get a little bit closer to you personally, meaning from your couple of projects, major projects that you've been involved in the past. We'd love to hear some interesting stories that involved innovation. I know you've been involved in some very exciting projects.
Yeah, first let me talk to you a story, then I'll come back to me. The story of IIT graduate transforming into an inventor. Okay, you want to hear that? How many of you want to hear? All of you. There is Dr. Manilal Bhaumik, is a PhD in quantum physics from IIT Kharagpur. Okay, he was invited by Professor Macmillan for doctorate research at UCLA. It's a California Institute of Technology, Los Angeles. Dr. Bhaumik comes from a village. You note this one. Dr. Bhaumik comes from a village where he stayed in a mud house. He explains his story in the book titled Code Name God. It's a paperback. Code Name God. Code Name God. He has written a nice book, God. The professor who was his guide, that's Macmillan, Professor Macmillan, who was his guide during the postdoctoral days, used to give him time between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. every week for 2 days in the library of the university. How many of you have patience to go to 2 a.m., 3 a.m.? That's real research. He gave 2 hours time, and between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. he gave. And he used to go and meet the professor. Bhaumik used to go and meet the professor positively at that time for discussing his project. Concurrently, Dr. Bhaumik was working in Northrop Corporation Research and Technology Center in Los Angeles, LA. He was working there. During his research with his co-researcher, world's first efficient excimer laser, which later found extended use as an immensely popular LASIK corrective eye surgery, was invented. That's the inventor Bhaumik invented the excimer laser. Then it became an innovation for eye surgery, LASIK eye surgery. It is used today also. And later it got an application for eye surgery. Throughout the world is used. Dr. Bhaumik, successful innovator and celebrated innovator. Of course, you young fellows can dream for his life how to build 5 mansions in California. He has built 5 mansions in California. How do you like it? 5 mansions in California beach he has built. Because when he discovered the excimer laser, he became a rich fellow. Okay? So, now, since in the IIT campus, Delhi, a breakthrough has been achieved by developing composite knee joint IIT Delhi with reduced weight and flexible joint. It is cost effective, easy to wear, and is in production. It is already in production. IIT Delhi team with Professor Bharati Bhatt, now she is not there, Professor Bharati Bhatt and Professor Kaul has developed a C-band phase shifter for phased array radar in the country for the first time. We all used that C-band phase shifter for building a huge radar. One of the great innovations that happened, which I am involved, you asked, Deepak, you asked
yes.
What I am involved. One of the great innovations that happened with two-nation partnership is the development and production and marketing of the first supersonic cruise missile in the country. Now, this supersonic cruise missile, I was at that time working scientist, okay? was the difference between a working scientist and non-working scientist. So when I was working in my laboratory, and I visited my Russian counterpart, and he's called Professor Yefimov. He showed me number of labs, and I found, when it is a secret lab, when I found it's a defense laboratory like mine I was dealing, when I saw the item, there is some core competence uniquely I have not seen any lab in the world or in my country. So I noted the unique technology level 2 area we identified. Then I invited Professor Yefimov to my labs at RCA Research Center in Amruth, Hyderabad. He came and he visited there, and he also located 2 unique core competencies. Then we found that Russia has got 2 unique core competencies, and India has got 2 unique core competencies, and if we bring them together, a unique system may emerge. That's how the India's first supersonic cruise missile emerged. With the investment of $300 million, today it has become $10 billion business. This is really innovation. There is innovation technology, innovation marketing, and innovation in production. All the 3 areas there. Okay.
I think maybe based on what Dr. Kalam has said and based on the response I'm saying, maybe we can go directly into a Q&A session here. It'll make it a little bit more personal and more exciting for everybody.
Before that, I want to tell you, innovation, where are we? Innovation, where are we? India, where are we? You must know that, so that you guys get ready to do better things. Innovation index is 2011. If you go to internet, you get 2011. Innovation, Switzerland #1 innovation index. Okay. You are happy? Sweden #2, Singapore #3, Finland 5, USA 7, Canada 8, Germany 12, Japan 20, China 29, India, can you guess? 62. India 62. Now the question is how to convert the 62 into first 10 innovation index. Isn't that a good ambition? You must graduate with all the young people when I see, definitely you must graduate to index number 10. Now, when I was a president in 2007, one great lady came from Finland. At that time, Finland 2007 #1, index #1. I asked the lady, tell me, how do you make your country #1 nation in the innovation index? She told me, education and right type of education and women education. That's what he said. Education and right type of education. Right type of education, that means creative education and women education. This is the answers he gave. So we need for innovation a creative education, capacity building, global human cadre, my recent experience, evolution of innovation. Now you can ask me questions. Shall we, all of you repeat with me if you don't mind? Will you? Yes, sir. Will you repeat or no? Yes, sir. Imagination leads to creativity. Creativity blossoms thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge results innovation. Innovation make the nation. What? Innovation make the nation great. Innovation make the nation great. So this is creative education. Any campus, what we need is if you want to innovation index go first 10, imagination leads to creativity. That means imagination. The classrooms should be imaginative. The teachers should be imaginative. Syllabus should be imaginative. Okay. And students also imaginative. Creative blossoms thinking. Starting point creativity. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes results innovation. And innovation makes the nation great. Okay. So if this you have understood, then we have to work for it, how to make the nation within the 10 numbers in 5 years' time. Okay? Will you do, all of you? Yes, sir. Otherwise, I'll catch you.
You were talking about what it means for us to take innovation to another level, to get to level 10.
Well, I believe if you want to creative education, just now I told you, first thing is the imagination leads to creative, like that. You all repeated with me. And the parameters we need to just lift the index, creativity and the education system. Creativity in the education system. To primary education and before. Everywhere creativity has to come. Secondary education, higher education. In today's education, if you don't mind, I want to repeat it. In today's education system, biggest reform needed is primary education. Because that is the age 15 and the children have to be creative. If they have to be creative, you need a classroom creative, a syllabus creative, and teacher has to be creative. So that's the area we have to concentrate on. Now, regarding the higher education, like what you guys are doing, higher education, the following aspect will be considered. That is like IIT education, university education. Regarding the higher education, the following aspect will be considered. What are they? Number one, research and inquiry. Research inquiry, if you index that is index of innovation go to 10, research and inquiry has to be one of the component of the teaching and research. Second one is creativity and innovation. Third one, use of high technology. Fourth one, entrepreneurial leadership. Fifth one, moral leadership. And all the five components make the creative education. Okay. Now I want to tell for the student, young people, history has proven that those who dare to imagine the impossible are the ones who break all the human limitations. In every field of human endeavor, whether science, medicine, sports, arts or technology, the names of the people, just now I listed some of the names of the people who imagined the impossible are engraved in our history. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. You take C.V. Raman, you take Newton, you take Einstein, you take Chandrasekhar. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. The great, if you want to hear some examples, Example. Now I'm going to give you two examples. One is the childhood, that young age, how they thought, what made them to imagine creative. Two stories I'm going to tell you. When Albert Einstein was 5 years old, 5 years boy, his father showed him a pocket compass. Einstein realized that there must be something in the space previously thought to be empty that was moving the needle. Later stated, this experience made a deep and lasting impression. In a campus, if you see, the needle moves. Why it moves? He was a 5 year boy. So that created in his mind curiosity. As he grew, Einstein built models and mechanical devices for fun and began to show a talent for mathematics. Now, in 1889, family friend Max Talmud, a medical student, introduced a 10-year-old Einstein to a key science and mathematics textbook. It's called Euclid's Elements. Euclid's Elements. Einstein called it Holy Little Geometry. This geometry book, small book he got when he was a 10-year boy, he calls it Holy Book. Einstein began to understand deductive reasoning, and by the age of 12 he had learned Euclidean geometry. Soon after he began to investigate calculus. His father intended for him to pursue electrical engineering, but Einstein clashed with the authorities, resented the second regime. He later wrote that spirit of learning and creative thought were lost in the strict memory-oriented learning. So he became the new person because the two small books, they changed their life. Now, when everybody consider sea travel as an experience of voyage, when Sir C.V. Raman was traveling from UK to Calcutta, to London to Calcutta, he saw the sea was blue and sky was blue in the horizon when sun was shining in the evening. He asked why, and he got a Nobel Prize. Okay, that means he was pondering why the horizon where the sky and sea meet looks blue. His research resulted the phenomena of inelastic scattering of photon in the light. For this discovery, C.V. Raman was awarded Nobel Prize. Any questions now?
Yeah, please ask questions, folks.
Good evening, sir. What is the problem with the research environment here? Why is there so much of, be it politics, be it so much of leg pulling, or why is it not so creative?
No, my view, what's your dream? Tell me, what's your dream?
She wants to innovate for India.
You know, if that is so, see, it in the globalized world, knowledge workers movement definitely will take place. Okay, whether you are from India to another country or another country to India, knowledge workers will move. That is means people who have acquired the knowledge, there will be movement will be always there. Just like Indians will go, the people will come from other parts of India. Okay, so this phenomena you have to accept. How do we create a creative environment? My feeling is, I have seen, I went to Harvard, okay. A few weeks back I was in Harvard. In the Harvard, I visited, they called it engineering applied science. The engineering department, they called it engineering and applied science. There I saw 3 laboratories. One is innovation laboratory. In the innovation laboratory, the student, it is nothing to do with their syllabus. The students at the evenings, at the holidays, they go and they can work themselves, they can have their partner. For example, I saw in the innovation laboratory of Harvard, 3 students, one from MIT, next campus, another from Harvard, another from industry. They were working on how cable TV can be removed. That means how cable TV can work via the internet, like internet, that is IP, that is internet protocol in telephone system. How we can work the cable TV in the internet, they were working. Then I went to another laboratory, that is 2 professors I have met, 2 professors. And one professor is a biotechnology professor. He is working in the IT area. How the biotechnology can be used at the IT area. Similarly, the IT professor working in biotechnology. So what it means is the compartmentation in our system has been removed. No iron curtain between the departments. Second thing is, apart from what you are doing, there should be a provision for the students to innovate. That means in the time, free time, they must put their ideas, a laboratory, innovation laboratory should come.
You have a mic there.
Why there is no setup and no institution in the India that which comes to place people for research, for alternative fuel energy, alternative sources of energy?
No, it's a good point. You got a very good point. You see, what is happening, when you come to IIT, if you are outside, you are coming in your car or scooter, 1 liter petrol generate 2.8 kilogram of carbon dioxide, 1 liter. Okay? That's the point you are saying. Then imagine throughout the world they are using cars and trucks. Per year they generate 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide. That means we are damaging the ozone, and then the environment warming. That is the type of climate change we will be accelerating. So I have suggested what is called energy independence. By 2030, we must go for energy independence. That means we go away from fossil fuel, that is fuel, diesel, petrol, and coal, and this type of thing. You graduate from that to solar power, wind power, hydropower, and nuclear power, and biofuel. This is my 2030 we should achieve, so that 50% of fossil fuel usage can be reduced. And also, it is estimated by World Energy Forum, another 60 years' time, the availability of fossil fuel, oil, petrol, coal is go on reducing because it's not a renewable energy. So we have to get ready now itself for a clean fuel. Clean fuel, solar power, wind power, hydro power, and nuclear power and biofuel. Okay, it's a good idea. Okay, next.
Yes.
Sir, my name is Abhishek. I am a fourth year physics student. When it was pointed out that research environment is not good here and people are going abroad, you said that it's a phenomenon that people go abroad and from abroad people come here. But here I don't see any PhD student from abroad. But I see 95% of students here going for a PhD abroad. Don't you really think that the research environment here is demotivating?
Well, I say it's a fact. The India's in the education higher education institutions. That's why I was telling you the syllabus, particularly undergraduate syllabus, where IIT or university, part of it has been research oriented. It's not only postgraduate or PhD. You have to for research. That research environment we have created. That means what is the solution? The solution is I have seen whenever a experienced, the higher researchers level professor moves in the environment, and the university students' environment, he is like a magnet. He attracts students for research not only from the same institution, from multiple institutions, even from abroad. So the solution to that, we have to create a research environment. That means we have to create the teaching environment. After all, what is teaching? The higher the research, higher the teaching capacity. So research, teaching, research. So I personally believe that our universities and our IITs, time has come, we have to give priority for a research environment. Research. But you are all fighting against the syllabus. Your syllabus you are fighting. So the reform has to come from the evolution of the new syllabus and the evolution of a new type of teaching system, and also the classrooms.
One question more before I take a break, and then we'll come back. How about in the back there?
Good evening, sir. My name is Rachit. I am a final year student here. So, do you think that we as a society are set up, to actually, tackle this problem and not, tell the new graduates to go to a job because it is safe, and then, once say a venture fails, we do not really look upon that person, with a very high regard. That is with regard to the society thought process, and secondly, with regard to the infrastructure in terms of the funding or support from the government or the general ecosystem. So, do you think we're equipped to actually promote people to excel?
I have seen the future going to be a convergence of, since you are all technologists, convergence of technology. There is bioscience, information science, and nanotechnology, and the environment, eco, all the four is going to be converging. So this is going to happen. And the environment you have to create for that, there should not be compartmentation between other departments. That means even the graduate, undergraduate level, there should be 6 months project. The syllabus should be carved out so that the multi-departments, multi-technologies, they could do a project and before going out of the campus. That means they are not going as a single technologist, because in future you will find they are looking for system people. Wherever you go, when industry or anywhere you go, have you done a system design, system development, and or you are unique in a particular research, they will ask. So it looks to me we have to create an environment for the such type of research and also system level development. That means interfacing multiple technology. That we have to do.
Sir, I am Vaibhav, a second year, right? Sir, there are steps which need to be taken by the government. There are steps need to be taken by the system. Sir, what according to you can we incorporate into it so that we can bring a change to it?
We as in the students?
Yeah, the students.
What can the students do to bring more innovation and entrepreneurship? I think that's what your question
Yes,
was
sir.
directed towards.
See, As I told you, it's a environment. You got a syllabus, okay? IIT has got a syllabus. So the teachers here, they want to complete the syllabus so that you guys get good marks, okay? So that's the focus. Now what I'm saying, the syllabus, give a room, that 4-year syllabus, that give a room, some sort of a spot should be there out of that 6 months or 9 months period, so that the creativity of the students emanates, and that should be a multi-departmental work. Like for example, biotechnology, information technology, or biotechnology and nanotechnology, or biotechnology and ecology. Like that, that interface should take place. For that, instead of I am asking you, I have to ask that how the syllabus has been modified, how the teaching type of teachers, the type of quality teachers, we have to research-oriented people, we have to also, we have to enlist so that students will converge to them, wherever research is there. But if there is a syllabus demanded you to go through the syllabus and appear for the exam, you don't have time for the research. But if you got a time, for example, on weekends, you can have an innovation laboratory. Here, for example, a students' community council can think of an innovation laboratory involving multi-departments. That innovation laboratory, students can go and late hours can evolve their own ideas, thoughts and creativity. Some product or software may emanate. So it is in your hand also.
Yes.
You're talking about creativity and fostering this environment. Perhaps we should be starting this in school. I mean, I've heard somewhere that the current education system that we have is something that happened during the Industrial Revolution, where to keep the children of factory workers engaged, they would have one person and all these people sit, 50 children or 100 children sit and study from the same person, which at some level actually stifles creativity. Because you're part of this monotonous system. You go every day, you take these classes, and then you just sort of move on. What are your thoughts on this?
A few months back, I visited a village in Andhra Pradesh. In that village, I was invited to visit, one teacher school. One teacher school? There are some places, there's one teacher. She takes 5 class up to class 5, but 30 students. So I went to that classroom, it was 7 o'clock in the evening. So full moon night. This teacher got all the students outside and showed the moon and put it a blackboard, a paper blackboard she has put there, started explaining moon, what does it do? Why the full moon, what's the significance of it? How much time it takes to orbit the earth? She didn't stop. Then earth, it rotates own axis. How much time it takes? She asked the students. And some students respond also. Then day and night, how it comes. And then the teacher asked, the earth orbits around what? Then some students say it is around the sun. How much time it takes? The one student said it is 1 year, nearly 1 year, 365 days. This is the creative education. This is a creative education, creative classroom and a creative teacher. Okay? So this is the type of environment you have to create. Followed?
Yes, there.
Sir, my name is Srinivas Gaud. I am MTech final year student. After MTech, we have 2 opportunities, 2 ways in research. One is industrial research, second one is in institute, wherever we go do PhD. You might have seen many industrial laboratories and research laboratories. I want to ask you that which research career is better, because in industry we can work with people from different fields, and from in the research laboratory only one type of fields would be there. So which one you suggest to us, sir?
The IIT central government funded. Okay. Now most of the universities that are highly research oriented, because of industries have tasted the research results. Because the industry comes to the university or IIT, if they know that you can provide a product or a system or a software. So IIT should aim at providing credibility to the industry. IIT can do a great research that will be useful for the industry. So this is my view.
So I want to know who is a good teachers.
Well, it's a good question. For example, when I was a 10-year boy in Rameshwaram Primary School, my teacher was, science teacher was Sivasubramania Iyer. I was a 10-year boy, 5th class. When the teacher enters, we saw he radiates knowledge. And also he radiates purity of life. You know, the two quality I saw in my teacher, that radiates knowledge and radiates purity of life. He's a Gandhian, purity of life I saw. So the students, young age, therefore good role model is a teacher. That teacher, particularly primary, secondary school system, we need a great teachers, okay, with knowledge and purity of life.
Questions? Yes.
So, myself Swati, I'm a MTech final year student. I went through this article on Human Development Index and consumption of various countries, and what I saw was India was at the log phase of the graph, which meant that it has plenty of resources and it's still developing, we all know that. So I just wanted to ask that, I mean, we have plenty of resources and we're still developing. The problem with the country is that there's a very improper management of resources. So what, as a country, we all are doing, you know, to incorporate research into managing all these resources and getting students involved into that?
See, my belief is that, you know, I saw recently the Economist, you know, Economist, a journal comes in. This predicts in 2016, every 10 workers, skilled workers, the 4 will be Indians in the world, out of 10 workers because of our population, you know. But we have to give a skill. So I have suggested what is called human resource cadre. Human resource cadre. Keeping the universities and school education system need to create 2 cadres personal. One cadre is called global cadre of skilled youth with specific knowledge of special skills. Another global cadre of youth with higher education with special expertise like you are all. These 2 cadres will be required not only for powering the manufacturing service sector of the India, but also fulfilling the skilled human resource requires globally. Thus, the universities and secondary school education system will have to work towards increasing the throughput of the university education system from the existing 11% to 15% by the year 2015, 20% by 2020, and 25% by the year 2025, 30% by 2030. That means our education system with skill and expertise, we have to modify education system and we have to build the people.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Good evening, sir. I am Swarnim Raj, BTech first year student. My question is that how much will an Indian experience foreign pressure if he wants to do some indigenous research on projects as nuclear fusion in order to make hydrogen bomb or human cloning? Meaning to say, will the world support it or will the US try to make a blockade against us in the UN?
No, there is what's happening is, for example, missile area, there is called missile technology control regime. Okay? As per the missile technology control regime, the nation, for example, the nation which has got technology, missile advanced technology, a nation like India cannot get it. That's why we became self-reliant in some of the technologies in missile area, okay? Like Agni, and also the, just now I told you BrahMos, first supersonic cruise missile. These are all denied technology, denied. So we have to develop ourselves. But of course, the fusion area, what you said, there is an international collaboration going on because that is a very difficult area. Number of people is a work together. So many nations are working together in fusion. They will go up to the reactor, building a small reactor.
Yes.
मेरा एक एग्जांपल है कि पार्थेनियम हिस्टोफोरस नाम की एक वीड है जो कि 1952 में इंडिया में मतलब आया था उसके बाद से लगभग मतलब पता नहीं कितने लोग पार्थेनियम हिस्ट्री ऑफ फॉरेस्ट के बारे में जानते हैं, लेकिन आज वो एनुअल बेसिस पे लगभग 1 लाख करोड़ रुपीस इंडिया को मतलब हानि पहुंचा रहा है। मेरा बायोटेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट है, कोई मोटिवेशन दिखा नहीं। मैंने प्रोफेसर सबसे बात किया कि पार्थेनियम पे काम होना चाहिए, तो लोग यहाँ मोटिवेट हैं, लेकिन एनकरेजमेंट उस ढंग का नहीं मिल पा रहा है।
There is what is called grassroots innovation.
Correct.
This grassroots innovation can come from anywhere. It can be from the laboratory, it can come from the fisherman hut, it can come from farmers, it can come from anywhere. It has come. But we did not have so far a mechanism to find the grassroots innovation. Fortunately, now there is what is called National Innovation Foundation has come, and every year they locate nearly 80 to 100 grassroots innovators. They go to villages and they find for the farmers who have innovated in the way of farming, innovated in the water supply system, and innovated the way the agriculture crops and agriculture production is improved per hectare. These people have been awarded. There's now a National Innovation Foundation is the Government of India has formed to spot the grassroots innovators, particularly agriculture, the another area. They are available 600,000 villages.
Yes.
I'm a research scholar. My question is that our education system is itself like that. It's continuously killing our creativity. So, what is your thought on that?
Well, that house I started. The creativity, particularly in the young age, is very important. So that asking question, having the curiosity. So creativity leads to thinking, and I have told you that how important creative classroom. Creative classroom will come only if a creative syllabus is there. If you are having the syllabus, heavy syllabus we are having, no? Then how do you be creative? Say a young boy or a young girl, they may be good at painting, but you have to give or a poetry or a mathematics. You have to give the opportunity to grow. That is young age we have to do. So that the education system, primary education, needs a lot of reform, and people are working on it.
I have to take, unfortunately, we're running short of time, so this is the last question. I can't take any more. Yeah.
My name is Sarthak. I am a third-year student. I just wanted to ask, how can we create quality teachers in mass at primary level and at a professorship level?
I can share one experience with you. When I was in Singapore, I went to a school. That school a school for primary school teachers. That teachers will teach up to 8th class. That means up to children of 13 years age. So the type of selection process they go through for selecting the primary education teachers is a very fantastic. There are three tiers, just like our IAS, preliminary and the main and the interview. And a series of discussion, they select out of thousands of thousand applicants, 10, 20, 30 teachers, give them training. And of course, they pay also properly. So time has come, we have to have creative teachers, and we have to spot and we have to pay them. That's very important.
Okay, sure. Yes, let's give her a chance.
I'm Ishika. I'm basically an environmental researcher. Sir, number first, I'm very overwhelmed to speak in front of you, and it's an honor. I have been listening to a lot of questions which have been raised. Innovation and research. Is it, sir, that here the questions that have been raised were more on innovation, research on resources? So is it that the research is more stressed towards one area in comparison to other? Like, for example, we have climate change. We have renewables, like, for example, we want to invest in that. I know it's good, but even in case of industries, we have energy as a separate section. But what about water? What about other sections which are important and interrelated?
We have to identify the India 2020, the vision. We have identified 5 areas. Okay. Yeah, number 1, agriculture, agro-food processing. That means we produce 230 million tons of food. Now our innovation and technology should go production, value addition to agriculture produce. Similarly, information communication technology intended connecting 600,000 villages we have, that is through information technology. That is innovation we have to make, how to use the wireless system and how to use the fiber optics so reach the villages so that we can carry education or communication. And the third area is the infrastructure development. And fourth area is the critical technologies. So these have been identified, and not only agriculture, every field we have to, there are 5 areas are there, we have to work on that. Friends, I am indeed delighted to be in the Simon Fraser University, which is ranked first among the Canada's comprehensive universities for the last 3 consecutive years. I was inspired by the thought of cooperative education, where students alternating between paid work semesters and study semesters, graduating with contacts and marketable skills and a year of experience in the field. This is a unique thought which should be practiced by many universities across the world in the present global environment. My greeting to SFU for such a noble action. I consider it a great honor to receive the honorary degree of Doctor of Law of the great Simon Fraser University. I have been thinking how the power of minds can be brought together for identifying the benefit of the society now and in the future. The world today is integrally connected through 4 rapid connectivities. They are environment, people, economy, and ideas. We all know that global warming, climate change, energy independence, safe drinking water, diseases and poverty are no longer problem of individual nations, and they are planetary problem. Friends, we have seen whether a bank collapses across the Atlantic Ocean, generating economic crisis in multiple countries, or a volcano erupting in a European island country, disrupting the thousands of flights flying in the area, or Fukushima earthquake and tsunami in Japan, or a terrorist attack in some parts of the world, sends a great alarm to the entire world to take stock of impacts and take collective actions. Similarly, ideas and innovation are no longer geographically or politically confined. An invention made today somewhere takes no time to find its market thousands of miles away. With this world scenario, I have been propagating a system, what is called World Knowledge Platform. World Knowledge Platform. The purpose of the World Knowledge Platform is to bring together the core competencies of multiple nations and their institutions to benefit nation with economic development coupled with peace and prosperity. India has gone through such experience of establishing World Knowledge Platform, which I would like to share with you, friends. One is Pan-African E-Network, the mission initiated by India, which benefits 53 African nations through providing telemedicine, tele-education, e-governance services with an investment of about $125 million to meet the Millennium Development Goals of Africa. Another program between India and Australia is concerned with the eradication of avoidable blindness in the world using the core competencies of both the nation in the field of ophthalmology. Same way, India and Russia has jointly invested about $150 million each to create a world-class first supersonic cruise missile using their core competencies today it has generated business volume of $10 billion benefiting both nations. There are examples for regional cooperation which will bring sustainable development in the nation and also to the world. Hence it is suggested to the world community to establish the World Knowledge Platform to arrive at a win-win situation which will bring regional prosperity leading to global peace and prosperity. And World Vision 2030 is subset of World Knowledge Platform. It calls for a World Vision 2030, a world of nations where the divide between rural and urban, rich and poor, developed and developing has narrowed down. A world of nation where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access on energy and quality water. A world of nation where core competencies of each nation are identified, missions of synergizing the core competencies of different nations lead to economic advantage and a faster development for all the societies. A world of nation where all the students of all societies are imparted education with value system. A world of nation where affordable quality health care is available to all. A world of nation where governance is responsive, transparent and corruption free. A world in which every nation is able to give clean environment to all its citizens. A world that is prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful and happy, and continues the sustainable growth path. A world of nation with creative leadership who ensure effective mechanism to resolve conflict between nation and societies in a timely manner, keeping overall peace and prosperity of the world as a goal. So friends, on conclusion, once again I thank all the members of Simon Fraser University for honoring me with the Doctor of Law. My greetings and best wishes to all the members of SFU success in their educational mission, and may God bless you all, friends. Friends, good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very sorry that I got delayed because I got into a big young crowd. I could not come out of it. Okay, two student group, so I'm sorry for it. So we will compensate some way. First, I would like to greet Professor Anand, members of the faculty, and dear students, to every one of you, my greetings. On this great day of a beautiful day of thinking about Swami Vivekananda, I am very happy to see young people. I am delighted to be here at the Indian Institute of Technology Madras and address the members of this renowned place of learning and other guests present here. My greeting to you, my friends. Before I start, I would like to say this IIT Madras very close to my heart. And many ways, because my professor who taught me design of aircraft, he became the director of this IIT Madras, Professor Pandale, and he was my guru. It's a fantastic guru because he used to take class 7:30 to 10:30 in Madras Institute of Technology. 7:30 to 3 hours class. Have you come across the 3 hours class? Have you? Have you? So he used to take every alternate day, he used to take 3 hours class. Friends, before I begin my address, I would like to share a thought with all the youth present here. I have met so far 11 million youth present, 11 million youth like you in a decade's time from various parts of the country. I have met, and in India and abroad, I have seen their hopes and experienced their pains, walked with their aspirations, and heard through their despair also. All this experience made me to learn something about them, which I would like to share with you. Shall I? I learned, carefully hear me what I am saying. I learned, what did I learn from the youth of 11 million people? I learned every youth wants to be unique. Every youth wants to be unique. That is you. Every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world around you is doing its best day and night to make you just everybody else. Now, the question is whether you want to be you or everybody else. You want to be you? Not everybody else. Now, if the question being like everybody else is convenient at the first glance, but not satisfying in the long vision. The challenge, therefore, my young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle. You have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine to fight, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. That is the unique you. To get the unique you, it's a big battle. The battle means you don't need to take a gun. The battle means you have to have 4 unique things. 4 unique tools you must have in that battle. One is you have to set the goal. The second one is acquire the knowledge continuously. And third one, it's a hard work with the devotion. And fourth is perseverance. These are the tools you have to, for the battle you have to wage. For that, if you have these 4 tools, definitely you will become a unique you. My best wishes to all of you. Now, being unique will require also excellence. Let us understand what is the excellence in more detail. You know, excellence is self-imposed, a self-directed lifelong process. Excellence is not by accident. It's a process where an individual, organization, or nation continuously strives to better oneself. The performance standards are set by themselves. They work on their dreams with focus and are prepared to take the calculated risk and do not get deterred by failures as they move towards their dreams. Then they step up their dreams as they tend to reach the original targets. They strive to work to their potential. In the process, they increase their performance, thereby multiplying further their potential, and this is an unending life cycle phenomena. They are not in competition with anyone else but themselves, and that is the culture of excellence. Let me share an important experience from the life of the father of the nation. To learn and through 79 years of now, I am in the 80th orbit around the sun. You know what it means, 80th orbit around the sun. That through 79 years of my life, I have been a part of pre-independent India, jubilation of independence, and the post-independence era. Let me recall one incident which took place on the eve of Indian independence. At that time, I was the high school boy. At the stroke of midnight of 15 August 1947, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, was declaring the independence to 300 million Indians from foreign rule at that time, 300. There was a rejoicing all around the country. At that time, there was a sudden question from stray corner. Where is the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi? He was not there for flag hoisting. That too, independent father of the nation was not there. To the surprise of the entire audience, Mahatma Gandhi was in Bengal, West Bengal, wiping the tears of those who were affected due to the social disharmony. Mahatma Gandhi's diary records his advice to a group of students who came to meet him in Calcutta on that day. The advice goes, quote, students ought to think and think well. They should do not wrong. Students should do everything to build up a new state of India, which would be everybody else's pride. This is what Father of the Nation wanted from all of you. These actions of the champion of nonviolence at the time of independence made me feel proud by being led an inspirational leader. When there's a jubilation in Red Fort, he was the leader who was where the pain was. Friends, while in the company of many young inspired students of IIT Madras, I have given you that's the evolution of a unique you. I would like to give my perspective on the topic, evolution of unique you. Friends, let me talk about what type of world in the present century you will witness, that is 21st century. Let us jointly work out with the interaction. You know, the world in the 21st century will be a knowledge-based society with multiple opportunities. I was studying a book. The name of the book was Empires of the Mind. It will be in your library. Empires of the Mind by Dennis Waitley. This book gives what type of new world which we are facing now. What was yesterday and what is today. I have modified certain points of the author to suit our conditions today's talk. I have also added a third line which is pertinent to the action required by the management institutions and technical institutions. It specially says that what worked yesterday won't work today. What worked yesterday won't work today. Now it goes like that. There are 10 points. First one, yesterday natural resources define power. As you know, today it is not important, natural resources, but knowledge is power. Today's knowledge is power. Institution will be the powerhouse for knowledge. Like IIT may be a powerhouse for the knowledge. Second one, yesterday hierarchy was the model. Today synergy is the mandate. Institution will be enabler of intersection of the multiple faculties towards mission goals. Yesterday, third point, yesterday leaders commanded and controlled. They were commanders. Leaders were commanders, technical or administrative or managerial or industrial. Yesterday leaders commanded and controlled. Today leaders empower and coach. They become coach and empower. That means potential leaders will be empowered through exposure of the needs of the sustainable development. That will be their tool. Fourth point, yesterday shareholders came first. Today customers come first. That means education to inculcate sensitivity to the user needs. Yesterday employees took order. Today teams make decisions. Institution can inject the team spirit. Yesterday seniority signifies status. Everything about seniority. Today creativity drives status. Creativity, whoever creative, he takes over the organization and the nation. Creativity drives the status. Institution is the breeding environment for creativity. Yesterday production determined the availability. Today competitiveness is the key. Competitiveness powered by research, and the university or like IIT has to have the motto of teaching, research, teaching. Teaching, research, teaching. Best teaching comes out of a best research. Best research comes out of best teaching. Now yesterday value was extra. Today value is everything. Value-based education has to be introduced as a part of the curriculum at least for 1 hour every week, even technical institutions. Yesterday, everyone was a competitor. Today, everyone is a customer. And yesterday, during education, industrial and entrepreneurship training is essential. Last point, yesterday, profits were earned through expediency. Today, work with integrity and succeeded with integrity. Now, friends, will you repeat with me what I am saying? Will you repeat? Yes? I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Tough problem, is it not? Is it not? Or you can do it? You'll do it? All of you will do it? Then you have to do a job for me. Okay? Today, I'll give you one full day. My email is apj@abdulkalam.com. Okay? apj@, you know my email. Otherwise, you go to my website www.abdulkalam.com. Now, you are going to give me 5 areas. People, according to you, one person, living person, who has worked with integrity, who is working with integrity and succeeding with integrity. First one, political leader, number 1, okay? You have to locate a political leader. Number two, a industrial chief, public sector or private sector, who is working with integrity and succeeding with integrity. Third person, a bureaucrat, who has, according to you, the bureaucrat of the nation, he has worked with integrity and succeeded with integrity. The fourth person is a social scientist and social, that is societal change maker. And if you can identify one person, you can write these 5 guys, okay? Okay? Will you do it? How many of you will do it? All of you will do it? You won't. Otherwise, I'll catch you if you don't do that. Now, friends, I want to share with you how important one experience, because it happened in the same city long ago. You were not even idea formed at that time it happened. I want to share with you. It's like this: 1954-57, I was studying in the aeronautical engineering at Madras Institute of Technology, Cropet. In the 3rd year, I met a professor, Professor Srinivasan. He is a Caltech man, aeronautical engineer, and he took classes for us. And the first day itself, we were 9 students, different areas like propulsion, aerodynamics, structure, control and guidance, material, all areas, instrumentation. So he gave us a project, 6-month project. The project was a preliminary design of a low-level attack aircraft. We have to do it 6 months' time. All the 9 of us jointly work, because aircraft, everything is there. So low-level attack aircraft you have to design. So we started designing. And those days, you guys are now blessed with the computer. We didn't have computer. We used slide rules. And then a drawing board. Since this computer was not there, we used the drawing board and slide rule, our tools, apart from the library. So we were working hard, but we were not in a position to assemble all the database so that we can realize a design in the drawing board, and also a document of a design document. 5th month came in. We were struggling. We were working hard, of course. And one day, my teacher, Professor Srinivasan, Sunday, he was going for a tennis morning. He entered into my lab and saw, and all of us trying to do something. But he saw, and he saw me. He said, "Kalam, it's a hopeless status now. I am not happy with your performance of preliminary design of a low-level attack aircraft. Your team, since you are the leader, you are not done a good job. Your scholarship will be terminated if you don't do it in a 1 month's time." So he gave 1 month time. So he gave a very bad certificate on that day. He's a tough professor. I hope you don't have such tough professors. So we worked hard. Of course, our fellow Sahib, it's my job to bring all of them together. And we did our best, and some shape we took the design, low-level attack aircraft, some calculation we did, some report we prepared. 3rd week, 4th week, we are ready stage. Then again my professor landed in our laboratory and saw. He was very happy. And you guys, I gave a tough target you have done, and he took us to his home. He gave a Madras coffee and certificate. He gave us a good job you guys have done. But what is important here is, it's not that project what we are doing, the number of people doing. Important is what I learned on that day, our team learned was how to do a system design, how to do a system integration, how to do a system management. You know, when you are studying in the class and you are getting ready for your degree, you are becoming a system designer and system integrator, system manager. This experience tomorrow when you go out of IIT Madras, wherever you go, they will not ask which branch you belong to. They will ask, can you make a product? That product will have multi-technologies. When in 1957, when I finished my course, when I went a job, I was appointed in those days senior scientific assistant and at the Ministry of Defense. First job Dr. Neelakantan gave me was, you design supersonic target aircraft and a hovercraft. When I went to ISRO, after say 4 years, first job they didn't ask me whether you are aeronautics fellow, what fellow you are. They asked me, you design a payload for the scientist to fly in the sounding rocket and design a sounding rocket. So friends, you should remember that market for you, when you go out of this campus, you must always think in terms of a system design, system integration, and system management. Faculty also, I would like to request, see that a job project comes out between the number of students for a number of faculties. They join together, they do, probably you are all doing that. So friends, I hope you all have undergone such an environment of integrated learning process, particularly when you are entering into the knowledge society with the competitiveness as a key. Now I'll be presenting what type of knowledge society the nation will be progressing by the year 2020. Another 10 years time, you would be working for a nation. Either you would have become by the 2020 developed nation, or some of you may be working for it. Now I would like to give you 2020 how the India another 10 years time should look like. Number one, a nation where the rural and urban divide has reduced to a thin line. Here, communication people work, electronics people work, and also system managers have to work. A nation where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. Energy, it will be energy independence, that is, you go away from the fossil fuel. And a nation where agriculture, industry and service sector work together in symphony. A nation where education with value system is not denied to any meritorious candidate because of societal or economic discrimination. A nation which is the best destination for the most talented scholars, scientists and investors. A nation where the best of healthcare is available to all. A nation where the governance is responsive, transparent and corruption free. A nation where poverty has been totally eradicated, illiteracy removed and crimes against women and children are absent, none in the society feels alienated. A nation that's prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful and happy and continues with a sustainable growth path. A nation that is one of the best places to live in and proud of its leadership. Now, question is how to achieve it. To achieve the distinct profile of India, we have the mission of transforming India and developed nation. We have identified 5 areas where India has a core competence for integrated action. One is agriculture and food processing, education and healthcare, information communication technology, a reliable and quality electric power, surface transport and infrastructure, self-reliant critical technologies, and leading to 10% GDP growth for next 1 decade. Now, these 5 areas are closely interrelated and leading to the economic security and national security. Dear friends, when I see the engineers in front of me, future technologists, researchers. I'm thinking what sort of technologies that you will be working with us, what sort of technology you will be working with us in the future towards national development. Let me now talk on the convergence of technology. Since you have talked about technologies, you have studied now, but when you go out of this campus, and now you are going to have what is called convergence of technologies, and even colleges will start teaching. As you know, the information technology and communication technology have already converged, leading to information and communication technology, ICT. Now, information technology combined with biotechnology has led to the bioinformatics, as you know. Now, this nanotechnology has come in. It is the field of the future that will replace according to me, that will replace the microelectronics and many fields with the tremendous application potential in the areas of medicine, electronics and material science. When nanotechnology and ICT integrated, silicon electronics, photonics are born, and it can be said that material convergence will happen. With material convergence and biotechnology linked, a new science called intelligent bioscience will be born, which would lead to a disease-free, happy and more intelligent human habitat with longevity and high human capacities. Convergence of bio-nano information technologies can lead to the development of nanorobots. Nanorobots, when they are injected into a patient, my expert friends say it will diagnose and deliver the treatment exclusively in the affected area, and then the nanorobot gets digested as it is of DNA-based products. I saw the product sample in one of the star laboratories in South Korea, where best minds with multiple technology work with the target of finding out a out-of-box solution. Now friends, recently a new trend is emerging. The aspect being introduced is that of ecology. Globally, the demand is shifting towards the development of a sustainable system which are technologically superior. This is the new dimension of the 21st century knowledge society. Thus, the new age model would be not three-dimensional, it will be four-dimensional, that is bio, nano, info, eco-based. Bio, nano, info, eco-based. Take example, a GM crop, genetically modified crops. I was reading in an article by Dick Tavarin titled Freedom of Research and Eco-Fundamentalism. Yesterday only I read that the notion that GM crops will benefit only top corporate is mistaken, according to the author. He says that most of the development of GM is taking place in the lesser developed regions of the world. Moreover, not only carefully researched GM crops benefit the impoverished, would also improve the environment as they reduce the need to use pesticide, thereby avoiding water pollution. Similarly, some of the GM crops brought the idea of no-till, which would preserve the topsoil. They would use less energy, both directly as well as indirectly. India is the fourth largest cultivator of the GM crops in the world and has vast experience of GM cotton. But of course, for other things, there's a tremendous opposition. Some well-renowned papers show that the environmental impact of the crops in 2007 was equivalent of taking away, that is GM, the environmental impact of the GM crops in 2007 was equivalent of taking 4 million cars off the road. This I will be putting this lecture in my website www.abdulkalam.com. You can question, you can discuss. The next generation GM crops or hybrid crops would require further thrust on the converging ecology and science, where the crops would be able to grow in a salty soil region and also heal the unproductive soil. The need would be bring bio needs for fulfilling specific nutritional requirements of the human beings. Thus, the next generation will well-researched and tested GM crop will not only lead to the second green revolution, but also herald the now needed convergence of bio-info nano ecosystems. One example I agree. Certainly, each and every one of you align your goals towards the distinctive profile of the nation by 2020, which I have described as 10 pillars, will give the challenging environment for you to contribute by innovation and entrepreneurship. Now friends, in conclusion, I would like to say what you will be remembered for. You are all young fellows, 20, around 20, 25. What you will be remembered for? You see the top. As soon as we top the bulb, immediately we remember a guy. Isn't that? Same, you see the telephone, we remember. Said you travel you see the blue sky and blue sea, we remember the Raman effect. So the French history echoes to us. History echoes, hear me what I'm saying. History echoes to us that those who have courage to imagine the impossible are the few unique personalities who broke all the human limitation of thought and action. In every field of human efforts, whether science, technology, medicine, art, sports, industry, or even the development and politics, the names of the people who imagined the impossible are engraved timelessly in our human history. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they transform the world. Will you be joining in that? The question is, how many of you will be joining in that gang by breaking the limits of the imagination? They are transformed the world. Now I started today's lecture with the thought of unique you. What will drive towards your own unique you? It is a mantra. What I will be remembered for? What I will be remembered for? The tool for the unique you, the answer is, and you have to ask a question, what I will be remembered for. If you give a question within one page answer, that may lead to in few years' time the unique you. What I will be remembered for? I would like to ask you, what you would like to be remembered for? You have to evolve yourself and shape your life. You should write it on a page. That page, what I will be remembered for, write it on a page. You should write it on a page. That page may be a very important page in the book of human history. And you will be remembered for creating that one page in the history of the nation. Now I will give some examples. Will you be remembered? I am asking young fellows. Will you be remembered for creating one of the top Fortune 500 companies which would deal with the issues of the impoverished population of the world and improve their living standards? Will you be remembered for bringing affordable quality water to about 1 billion people in the world who do not have access to clean drinking water? Will you be remembered for becoming the pioneer in developing the smart waterways and river connectivities? Will you be remembered for revitalizing or revolutionizing the integrated primary healthcare center and bringing preventive healthcare in underdeveloped region of Africa, and where each year 300 to 500 million cases of malaria affect human life? Will you be remembered for doubling the food production of the world? Will you be remembered as a great researcher in sustained development system of Pura that were providing urban amenities in the rural area? Will you be remembered for bringing energy independence for different countries, that is going away fossil fuel, go to solar, nuclear, bio and wind power? Will you be remembered for the action-oriented clean home, clean environment, clean state, clean nation and clean world? Will you be a pioneer? Will you start a pioneer movement of conserving the energy and the environment? Will you be remembered for developing 1 million enlightened youth for transforming the world into a peaceful world? Like Swami Vivekananda suggested, you give me 100 guys, I will change the world. I will be happy, friends, if you could write this page, one page tonight, and mail to me apj@abdulkalam.com. and definitely I will start discussing. I'll start discussing with you, and I'll correspond with you, and send you some books for the study. So my greeting, best wish to all of you for their five future endeavors. May God bless you. May God bless you to be the unique you. Unique you. Okay? Wish you all the best. I have some books for IIT Madras Library. If one of you come, faculty member or Dr. On come, I want to hand over a book, set of books, sir. I have got a set of books to give to your library so the students will read.
Dr. Kalam has time for exactly 3 questions. If you put up your hand, there will be a mic that will be brought to you.
Whoever
3 questions.
First, because I have another 2 programs. Next time exclusively I come to IIT Madras. Yes, lady?
Good evening, I'm Ananya, and my question is somewhere related to food security. Because recently I had visited my native place, Bhubaneswar, where I saw that most of the farming areas, farmlands, had been converted and had to bear the concrete buildings or the concrete trees that we call nowadays. So if everything continues to go on like that, and all the croplands are converted into houses, what do you think that when our country is developed, would we be surviving on tablets rather than food? Where would food come from?
Well, see, my feeling is, I saw today one place, one institution, they call it green environment because they used fly ash bricks for building the houses. So it is purely some of the architects who come out from here. They have to design even the low-cost houses with green nature, is amenable to nature. I believe that I have started a mission, 1 billion people, 1 billion trees. That each one, will you take a oath if you don't mind? I will plant 5 trees and nurture. Will you do it really? Do it? Okay, thank you. Okay, next question.
Pete from KB.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Okay.
So, my question is also related to food security. There are some parts of India like Punjab where food grains are being produced in excess and they are rotting in the open. And there are some parts in India such as Madhya Pradesh where around 40% of the children are sleeping without any food in their bellies. So this is a major problem in this nation. If food could be provided, there's enough food to be provided to these people, but it is not being provided.
See, that by 2020, today, we produce about 230 million tons of food. Out of that, 10 to 20% of food is not properly stored. So big efforts has to be being mounted on storage, augmentation of storages. By 2020, we need nearly 380 million tons of food. With lesser land from 170 million hectares, we'll have only 100 million hectares. Then water will be less and the farmers will be less. That means if we have to nearly double the food, we have to have the technology is the only tool. Multi-cropping and seeds, high yield variety seeds, And also we have to go for some area, the GM crops. Okay, friends? Okay.
Sir, hello sir. My name is Shivaram. My question is, sir, you asked us to write a page on what would we be good for. So, sir, if I put the same question to you, like, we know that you would like to inspire people and all, but I still want to hear it from you. Like, if you had to write a page about what you would be good for.
Now what I will be, what I will write now. I will write that in that page. I had remembered as a guy who wanted to see smiles of billion people. Okay, friends. Now, it doesn't mean I have refused to answer question. You send a question to me, apj@abdulkalam.com. 48 hours you will get reply. Okay. Now your problem. Questions. 5 questions. 5. Who is going to ask 5 questions? 5 fellows come. Yes? Get up. Come. What is the question? Start.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Which class you are studying?
I'm studying in 10th standard. My name is Mohan.
10th standard.
Yes, sir.
Next year, what subject you will take?
I wish to take Biomax.
Why bio?
I'm interested in biology and...
Biology, or you want to become a doctor?
My ambition is to become, I want to study more on aerospace engineering.
You are become a life scientist, right?
Yes.
Very good girl. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So my question to you is, a journey from Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan is indeed a great achievement which no one can think of.
You are giving a lecture now. What is the question?
Sir, I would like to hear from you a few tips for the upcoming generation to succeed in life.
Well, succeeding life, I have already told you.
Yes, sir.
You have to do 4 things, okay? Number 1, repeat with me. Number 1, you repeat.
Number 1.
Great aim.
Great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will continuously acquire knowledge. Continuously acquire knowledge.
Continuously acquire knowledge.
Oh, I will do hard work.
I will do hard work.
I will persevere.
I will persevere.
And succeed.
And succeed.
Okay, that's the mantra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. You can go. Yes. That's all. Nobody else. Stop. Okay.
Sir,
Go ahead.
Sir, I am Jobin. I study in 7th standard from Kangodia UPS Perurkada. My question, at present, what are the major strengths and weakness of our
Your
India?
mic, can you keep the mic like this? Keep distance. Slowly speak. Speak now. You are a good fellow. Yes.
Sir, I am poor English. Study in Malayalam medium.
Malayalam parai.
At present, what are the major strengths and weakness of our India?
What are the
Major strengths.
major strength? What are the major strength of India?
And weakness of our India.
And weakness. Fantastic boy. What class you are studying?
7th standard.
7th standard. Okay. Now, strength of India. What the major strength of India? You guys. That is 600 million youth. Major strength of India, 600 million youth. Okay?
Okay.
So the youth, repeat with me. Ignited mind. All of you. Ignited mind.
Ignited mind
Of the youth
of the youth.
is the most powerful resource
This is what?
on the earth,
On the earth,
above the earth,
about the earth,
under the earth.
under the earth.
You said, what is the weakness of India? Weakness of India. What is the weakness of India? Weakness of India, without vision, a nation dies without vision. You must have a vision, okay? Great vision.
Thank you,
okay?
sir.
Great vision. You can go. Again, addition. I will answer only 5 more guys, okay?
Good evening, sir. I am Krishnidhu KB, representing Sri Vivekananda Memorial Public School. Let me put forth my question.
Your mic, you are putting in your mouth distance. Yes.
Among all your valuable accomplishments,
Yeah.
which do you consider as outstanding as a space scientist and as a president of India?
Well, I personally believe I always value as a teacher. I am a teacher. When my student got a PhD, that was the greatest happiness for me. Okay. Next day. You can go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Give the mic and go. What's
I'm
your name?
Vishnu Dinagajit.
Which class you are studying?
5th.
5th. What is your dream?
My dream is to become an IAS officer.
IAS officer. Okay. Tell me, you are a smart fellow. You are a smart boy. As an IAS, when you become IAS fellow, what will you do to the country? You say what I am saying, okay? As an IAS officer, repeat with me. As an
IAS officer,
I will remove the corruption.
remove the corruption.
Okay. Now, what's your question?
My question is that, sir, can you say a few words to the new generation who are ignorant of the human values like love, compassion, and gratitude?
Can you say a few words on love, compassion, and gratitude? Okay. Now, love emanates from parents. That cannot be valued. No value. It may be millions of rupees also you cannot buy. It comes from parent, father, mother. Okay. That's why today you took a oath. What is the oath you took? I will make my mother happy. You are taken. So that's why your gratitude, because of the love. Compassion, we have to have. Today I saw when I was traveling, a father, mother, 2 physically challenged children, they cannot talk to each other. But when they entered the aircraft, the whole aircraft passenger, everyone was showing the love and affection, compassion to the 2 children who are physically challenged. That's compassion. Gratitude is the greatest quality every one of us having. For example, you look at the sun, look at the earth, billions and billions of years. Sun gives radiation, light and warmth to the earth we live. At no time sun has asked earth to thank. At no time the solar system has asked the earth to thank because I am giving you light and warmth. That is, earth should have gratitude. Earth should have gratitude. For 5 billion years we got the light, we got the warmth of the sun. You follow? Good question. You follow. You are a young fellow. You asked a fantastic question. You are a good fellow. Next.
Good evening, sir.
Which class you are studying?
I am studying in 10th standard. My name is Bennett Isaac. I am representing Mount Bethany Public School, Kumbada, Pathanamthitta.
Fantastic. Next year, what subject you are taking? Biology. What's the idea?
In my mind, I had the idea to become an engineer. So I am trying for that. Side by side, I also look for become a doctor also. So both, but more it's going for the engineer itself.
Okay. Now I want to share you an experience. Okay. When I was traveling today from Delhi to Thiruvananthapuram, 4 hours 45 minutes in the aircraft inside. Okay. I saw the many stories being cooked there, okay? Many stories emanating. One guy was sitting by my side. He is a Bombay businessman, software man. He told me, Kalam, he asked, where are you going? I told, I'm going to address the children today. Asianet children, thousands I'm going to address. He asked me to convey to the children. The message he conveyed, always you ask, what is your passion? Passion. That passion should lead you what you want to specialize. Every father, mother may like to be a doctor, engineer and manager like that. But what is important is children dream what they want to be. We have to respect the children's dream, that is passion. Okay? What's your passion?
Sir, you have always emphasized on the important role youngsters have to do in the nation development. Could you please suggest some projects in which students like us can contribute to the society?
How?
Students like us, how can we contribute to the society? Some projects for that?
How the students can contribute for the national development, right?
Yes.
Yeah, national. Well, I personally believe all you students, one advice for all of you. Advice to you, when you are a student, your job, your mission is excel in the education, okay? Don't get into any other area. Because when you reach 10 plus 2, everybody is asking 90% plus, okay? To become a doctor, become an engineer, to be a manager, any field you need, that means you have to excel in the education. You have to, if you got time, Saturday, Sunday, holidays, you go at the hospital, okay? Crowded hospital, some other Trivandrum hospital. You go there evening time. In the evening time, visitors time, lot of visitors will be parents and friends will go there. But there are some beds, nobody visit them. They are orphaned people. So you take flowers and fruits to them, make them happy. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Then you plant trees, 5 trees you plant. Then educate the people. If you are affordable, you can educate for a higher education. Okay? These are all side work. Education is the most important thing. Okay? Next.
Thank you, sir.
Over? Questions over now. Okay.
Good evening, sir. So I'm Aishwarya Jyotis from Jyotis Central School and I'm studying in 10th standard. My question is, brain drain is a major problem in our country.
Which one? Brain drain.
Many youngsters are settling abroad, which is a great loss for us. Is there any possible solution for this, sir?
We don't need any solution. There is no brain drain, okay? So don't worry. Because we are a billion people, okay? There is 3 million students come out every year in various fields. So few thousands, even 10,000 going does not matter. If a globalized world, Indians will go. Similarly, many other countries will come here. So exchange of knowledge, it's nothing wrong in it, okay? So according to me, there's no brain drain, okay? What is needed is a great scientific laboratories, great human laboratories we have, so that many come and do the research here in India as we are doing from other countries also, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next.
Good evening, sir. My name is Elizabeth Joseph and I am from SNDP Higher Secondary School, Neeravil, Kollam. Sir, I have a doubt regarding a new theory. I will say my question. For the last few decades, scientists are in search of a theory of everything to explain the entire phenomena in the universe. Will you please explain what is it?
Scientists
are in search of a new theory called theory of everything. Can you please explain?
Or theory of?
Everything, or it is called as string theory. It's a new
theory of everything.
Yeah, theory of everything.
You know what is happening? There is Newton's law of motion, Einstein's relative theory, then Maxwell's theory of Maxwell's theory. Number of theories are there, and the issue is, can you bring them all together, all the theories together, so that we can find out how the earth was born. Earth is born. If we know all the theories together, there is a movement is going on now, scientists are researching, all the theories, integrating theories, find out a common equation or a common system that may establish, that may, like for example, CERN laboratory, what they are doing, the big experiment there is to establish how the theory of everything they want to establish there, okay?
Thank you, sir.
It's a
Thank you
good
for your
question.
valuable answer.
Okay, last question.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I am Manupradap. I am representing Kendriya Vidyalaya, Ottapalam.
You are doing fast. Slowly speak.
Yes, sir. Sir, daily we are hearing many news about corruption. So, sir, can you tell some methods that we, the future generation, can do to remove corruption from our country?
Corruption. How to remove the corruption, right?
Yes.
If I give you all solution, will you do it? All of you will follow? Suppose corruption, how to remove, if I say, will you do that? How many of you will do it? Okay, now I am going to give you a solution, okay? So it's a last question, because that fellow asked a last question, so I am giving you the last answer for that. It's like this. We are a billion people, okay? India has billion people. Billion people live in 200 million houses. That means 200 million house into 5 billion, isn't it? Isn't it? 205, 200 into 5. Each house has got 5 people, okay? Friends, good evening to all of you. You know, I had a nearly 1 hour, 50 minutes travel from Rajbhavan to you after a lot of work from other places. I was thinking what to talk to you. I made a big lecture I have made for you. But when I see the composition, what you are, and you are in the festival mode, technical festival mode, I am thinking what thoughts I can share with you. First of all, I am in IIT Bombay. I know Professor Devang Kakkar, Director IIT, and the Dean, Professor A. Yajanik, and all of you friends, faculty, and the students of IIT Bombay, and also from various parts of the country, students. And I am indeed delighted to be with all of you, and particularly at the inauguration of Technical Festival 2015 at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. I would like to congratulate the students and faculty members of IIT Bombay on the occasion of Tech Fest, and all those who have contributed for building a robust framework in generating quality human resource in the nation, particularly from IIT Bombay. My greetings to all of you. Of course, I am very happy to be to the campus of IIT Bombay. Number of times I visited here. Shares a glorious history. IIT Bombay, long back it was founded 1958, I understand, and second IIT in the country. In the global ranking, IIT Bombay has emerged as India's very top university. Over the years, the institute has also created a place for its innovative short-term courses through continuing education and distance education. So friends, I congratulate the past and present leaders of this great place of academic learning for their role and contribution right in human history. The topic I have selected for next 20 minutes, I am going to talk to you, World Vision 2030. World Vision 2030, empowering 3 billion, nearly half the population of the world. Topic is World Vision 2030, empowering the 3 billion. Okay? Topic okay? Okay. Now friends, I have got a new mission for all of you. such a gathering. I'm mostly from IIT Bombay and in different parts of the country, engineering students, science students. I have a mission for you. This mission one day will become a national mission. We are all, some of us working for that. You see, just in the morning, I coming from a 22nd Children's Science Congress in Mumbai University campus. I was there in the morning. I was discussing with a group of children, and one boy asked me, Kalam, I have read that your home at Rameshwaram is solar powered. Of course, the boy says, of course, clean, but it's costly. And also, is it safe? And he asked me this question. I answered, necessity drove me to see my home is powered 24 hours. Because my brother is, just few days back, he became 98. And 98 man, you know, I have to, he should live comfortably. And the home should be comfortable. He should not experience power shortage. That's why I went for solar power. Yeah, 3 kilowatt capacity. And of course, first 2 years the requirement of power was very high. Now after 3 years of operation, we have put LED type lighting, and hence the power consumption has come down. And what I am proposing to all of you, friends, is a mega program to make India get away from costly fossil fuel towards solar power, solar free power, only 8 hours free power. You can do it 24 hours also if you put a solar power satellite at geosynchronous orbit, 30,000 kilometers above the earth. Now what I am proposing to you, friends, is a mega program to make India go away from costly fossil fuel, what we are spending nearly $70 to $100 billion, and towards solar power. Of course, microgrid will be used in every street and even villages, and then exclusive solar power grid will emerge. So I visualize in a decade to 15 years time, India should become all her 200 million houses. You know, each house 5 people, father, mother, 3 children minimum. So I have a vision that 200 million houses should be solar powered. When I am here with you, engineering students and professors from IIT Bombay and other engineering colleges from India, I thought of sharing a thought with all of you. Friends, as you all know, India is the emerging economic entity. One day, in a few years, it will come economic entity. Even is a third place it has got in the purchasing power. Our per capita energy consumption currently stands as 565 kilogram oil equivalent. Kg is called KGOE. That is 565 kilogram oil equivalent. This is a figure which is expected to increase significantly with the economic expansion and the economic growth in the country. If we compare developed economies, then an average US citizen consumes 7,000 kgoe, 14 times of an Indian. An average UAE citizen consumes 8,000 kgoe, 16 times of the Indian. And an average Singapore citizen consumes 6,000 kgoe, 12 times that of an Indian. Hence, it is clear that in the near future, our energy demand will significantly increase. While it may not reach the level of developed world, it will certainly increase by factor at least 5 times. In such a scenario, how will you ensure that the future energy needs are met in a green and clean way? What should be our innovation, ideas for such a mission? Let me discuss one such an idea. The mission could be the domain of home-based solar panel, where close to 200 million Indian households can be used to unleash the potential of solar power in the nation. With the highest solar irradiation among the BRICS nation, India can emerge as a leading emerging nation relying on the power plants based on the individual houses. This mission can even go to the rural areas, which are off the grid and usually single floor, hence with the ample rooftop space. We need next generation entrepreneurs who can create a new thatching technology which can integrate rooftop solar generation and collection. My expert friends tell me that rooftop-based solar power is an opportunity worth of $100 billion and with a potential generate of 100 gigawatt of additional power within the next half a decade, enough to meet all our additional power demand. Let us go even step further. We can create a national mission for electric powered vehicles, EPV, which can be charged at homes using the energy from solar panel. In this way, if each house can charge one vehicle, we can save 140 million liters of petrol and diesel, leading to the saving of 350 million tons of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. About $8 trillion in oil rupees, $8 trillion rupees in oil expenses in India, we can save. My expert friends have calculated that if the environmental cost and oil cost factored, then the cost of solar panel can be covered within 2 years for each household. Now, this point I thought I must share with you, that is, you will become, because you are young fellows, young boys and girls, grown up, and you should become the ambassador for solar power mission for the country. Will you do it? Will you do it? Now, you definitely, this is the mission, 2 things happen. Solar power mission is not only you are having a clean power. Most of our earning in foreign exchange, 90% of our foreign exchange goes for importing the oil. Importing not only the oil, CO2 also, carbon dioxide also. Because every liter of petrol or diesel generate 2.2 kilogram of carbon dioxide. So friend, that's why I thought for such a fantastic dynamic crowd, one end to other end, completely filled up. And I am sure your director, Professor Devang will have another big auditorium shortly. Now friends, I want to talk to you. This is based on my teaching abroad and also in India. I have studied dynamics of a global manifestation. Dynamics of global manifestation. What is dynamic of global manifestation? The world, as you know, is integrately connected through 4 rapid connectivities. They are environment, people, economy and ideas. So, 4 rapid connectivities, we are connected throughout the world. They are environment, and anybody can damage the environment. Any nation can improve the environment also. They are environment, people, economy and ideas. We all know that global warming and climate change are no longer problems of an individual nation. They are planetary problems, that is collective problems. In the present time, a single product may be made out of components sourced from multiple continents and provide services to market far off from the place of the origin. This I have seen. We also saw how the economic turbulence originating one part of the globe shook the whole world. The world today is concerned about the growing inflationary pressure, recession, and potential fall in growth rates affecting valuable efforts on development. We witnessed how a volcanic eruption in an island country in 2010 brought the entire airline industry and more than 5,000 commercial flights to a halt. And the 2011 earthquake followed by tsunami has changed the concept of safety and security of an island nation. We recently saw how more than 20 nations were involved in search and rescue mission for the missing Malaysian airliner MH370 few months ago, and again Air Asia flight 8501 some days back. Of course, they got it. Now, at the same time, advances in transportation have progressively made movement of people across the nation regions more feasible. This has led to the globalization of expertise and talents which can flow seamlessly from one nation to another. This also has led to the globalization of human diseases, in most recent instances being different kinds of flu and in Africa oriented Ebola, which rapidly spread across the globe and threatened the entire humankind. Similarly, ideas and innovation, which you are the source, you must be the source. Similarly, ideas and innovation are no longer geographically or politically confined. An invention made today somewhere takes no time to find its market 1,000 miles away or thousands of kilometers. The expansion of information communication technology and the convergence of technological tools are structuring new world knowledge, where problems of one part of the world can be solved by multiple experts based at different points of the globe. Seamlessly, flow of information and people also mean the local or regional issues will invariably gain global prominence, and unaddressed problems, including poverty, can mutate rapidly into global terrorism, which we are also witnessing. This flow of ideas has led to the increasing importance of global human rights and propagation of an idea of democracy. Let me recall one personal experience. When I was traveling towards USA non-stop flight about 14 hours, I was told that much of its control were software driven and most probably developed in India and some other countries. When I presented my credit card, I was told that it was being processed in the back-end server located in Mauritius. When I walked into a multinational software company in Bengaluru, I was fascinated to find the truly presented multicultural environment. I was fascinated a software developer from China, working under a project leader from Korea, working with a software engineer from India, and a hardware architect from the US, and the communication expert from Germany, were all working together to solve the banking problem in Australia. When I see, friends, when I see all of them working together like one family, forgetting about the culture from which they came or the language they speak, I feel, you must also feel like that the only hope for such borderless interaction to continue is inculcate the spirit of borderlessness in every human activity in our planet Earth. Now, I want to share with you what are the breakthroughs which impressed me in 2014, and we are close finding a cure for diabetes using the human embryonic stem cell technology. One of the things that impressed me. As you may know, beta cells in pancreas produce insulin, and the destruction of this cell causes type 1 diabetes. But so far the efforts to turn embryonic to stem cell into beta cell proved to be frustratingly slow. In 2014, two studies revealed show that enough beta cells can be produced in a less than 2 months to replace beta cell seen in the body. Of course, before being used, the factor of beta cell deaths have to be identified. Why? But scientists are confident that within the next 2 to 3 years, we will have finally found a permanent cure for diabetes. Hence, this is a convergence of between two different medical sciences. Now, let me discuss second event, which is convergence between space sciences and tradition of space sciences, traction and rocket technologies. Last year, the first time ever in the history of humankind, a man-made object landed on a comet, as you all know. The Rosetta spacecraft finally reached 67B, it's called, its destination in August after traveling 6.4 billion kilometers after a chase of 10 years, since it was launched by the European ESA space agency. Last month, Rosetta deployed its probe called Philae. The comet has quite low bulk density, something in the region of 300 kg per cubic meter, which means that if you put the object in the ocean, it will float. Though the landing was soft, Philae came to rest on its side and bit of actual landing spot in showed of a glyph and went to rest as its batteries could not be charged. But it did manage to send some vital data. Nearly 80% of scientific data is expected to come from Rosetta that reached the comet in August and has been orbiting since then. It is orbiting at an altitude of 10 kilometers from the comet's surface and has already transmitted a massive amounts of data. Taking all this consideration, it was chosen as the top breakthrough of the year 2014. This could perhaps be our future exploration deep space and combating dangers of meteor strikes on the planet Earth. Third event, so far I talked to you two events. The third event is related to computer science and neurology. In 2014, computer engineers at IBM and other companies took a leaf out of human brain and designed a neuromorphic chip that can process information in a manner similar to human brain. This means that unlike the way today's computers carry out logical operation, but struggle to integrate vast amounts of data, but our brains don't face the difficulty. We seamlessly integrate vast amount of data collected from the diverse sources to build the final product by parallel processing. This becomes possible as individual neurons communicate with their neighbors to enable parallel data processing. The new chip with the brain-inspired computer architecture powered by unprecedented 1 million neurons and 256 million synapses, true north is called, mimics the brain but a very small scale. You can't fully think of a brain. The small scale means 5.4 billion transistors and 256 million synapses. The brain has got 100 billion neuron cells and 100 trillion synapses. It only consumes 70 milliwatt during real-time operation, orders of magnitude less energy than traditional chips. Friends, do you see how such convergence of technology? So when you all move out of the campus, technological campus, you will see how convergence of technology is shaping 21st century research and science. Let me elaborate further. As you all know, the information technology, communication technology have already converged, leading to information communication technology, ICT, which well known. The information technology and the combined with the biotechnology is a bioinformatics that also you know in the campus you will know. When nanotechnology ICT meet, what is called integrated silicon electronics, photonics are born, it can be said that material convergence will happen. Convergence of bio, nano, info technologies can lead to the development of nanorobots. Nanorobots, when they are injected into a patient, my expert friends say it will diagnose and deliver the treatment exclusively in the affected area. Then the nanorobot gets digested as is a DNA-based product. I saw the product sample one of the laboratories in South Korea where best of minds with multiple technology work with the target of finding out-of-box solution. Now friends, I would like to share my experience in Harvard University. Convergence of science is reciprocating. Convergence of science is reciprocating. Let me give an example. Recently, I was at the Harvard University where I visited laboratories of many eminent professors from the Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. I recall how Professor Hong Park showed me his invention of nano needles, which can pierce and deliver content into individual target cells. That's how nanoparticle sciences are shaping the biosciences. On the other hand, Professor Vinod Manoharan of Harvard University showed me how biosciences are shaping the nanomaterial science as well. He is using DNA material to design self-assembling particles. When a particular type of DNA is applied on a particle at the atomic level, he is able to generate a prefixed behavior and automatic assembly from them. This could be an answer for self-assembly and devices and colonies of deep space without human intervention, and as envisioned by Dr. A. Drexler. Thus, within a single research building in Harvard, I saw how two different sciences are shaping each other without any iron curtain between the technologies. This reciprocating contribution of sciences to one another is going to shape our future, and industry needs to be ready for it, and technology centers should be ready for it. Friends, as you are ready being, I would like to say now a trend is emerging, new trend also emerging. The aspect being introduced that of ecology. Globally, the demand is shifting toward development of sustainable systems which are technologically superior. This is the new dimension of the 21st century knowledge society, where science, environment will go together. Thus, the new age model would be four-dimensional: bio, nano, info, eco-based. When technology and system converge, obviously, one important aspect is system thinking and implementation. System thinking and implementation. Based on detailed discussion in many education institutions across the world and with many citizens of India abroad from multiple organizations, I am happy to present to you a distinct profile of the nation of the world 2030 as follows. You know, India 2020 vision for India. This is a profile for the nations of the world for 2030, distinct profile of the nation of the world 2030. Let me present to you this visualization so that you are all young people, and when you will dream not only India and also many nations together. Afterward, we have to depend on many nations each other. I visualize a world of nations where the divide between rural and urban, rich and poor, developed and developing has to be narrowed down. Finally, that is a vision. A world of nations where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water, because every nation has got certain amount of water and also energy, and we have to together we have to work. For example, if you work for solar power, then multi-nation have to cooperate, particularly the solar power, space solar power satellite system. The world of nation where the equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. A world where core competencies of each nation identified, missions of synergizing core competencies of different nations lead to economic advantage and faster development of the society. A world of nation where all the students of the societies are imparted education with value system. A world of nation where affordable quality health care is available to all and cost effective. A world of nation where the governance is responsive, transparent and corruption free. A world of nation where crimes against women and children are absent, none in the society feels alienated. A world in which a nation is able to give clean, green environment to all citizens. Each nation cannot give. We have to work together. A world that is prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful, happy, and continues the sustained growth path. A world of nation with creative leadership who ensure effective mechanism to resolve conflicts between the nation and societies in a timely manner, keeping overall peace and prosperity of the world as a goal. To achieve such a big things, the worldwide, now we need out-of-box ideas needed to meet the distinct problems of the nation of the world. Today, let me discuss one of the vision in detail with all of you, which is how to reduce the rural and urban divide across the world. Friends, more than 3 billion people live in the rural region, and the empowerment of these 3 billion, which is my topic today, will be the basis of a discussion further. The empowerment of the rural regions of the world is critically important from the perspective of inclusive development, sustained peace, and shared prosperity of the world. The untapped potential of rural population talent throughout the world will be the great treasure. Bridging the rural-urban divide is closely linked with the mission of overcoming poverty and inequity. About 70% of the world's extreme poor live in the villages, the rural areas. But that's not the complete picture. Driven by the need of the education, healthcare, and better income, the rural population migrating to urban areas throughout the world with a hope to get a better chance to opportunities, often meeting with the despair. This further contributes to urban poverty as well as leading to stress and societal turbulence. The rural area of the world occupy a position where there are unharnessed resources and potential. They have a youth and traditional skills. They have to be nurtured and value-adding enterprises needed. How can such a mission of empowering 3 billion be realized? It would indeed require out-of-box thinking and ideas previously unconceived. We could need evolve a sustainable development system which brings sustainability and empowerment together and deliver an entrepreneurial manner. I and my team have been researching and evolving on ideas, empower these 3 billion citizens of the world, understanding the challenges, exploring solutions to them. This recently took the shape of the book, and a good book, selling book, the Target 3 billion. Now, target 3 billion, the challenges, mega trends. The challenge of empowering the next 3 billion population of the world has multiple dimensions. Let us discuss 4 major such trends which will emerge the need and address. Number 1, new consumption. If growth and development should reach the next 3 billion, it will bring about a colossal shift in the consumption patterns, pushing the new demand for products for unknown to half of the humanity. For example, the current consumer expenditure per capita is about $800 for India, $1,500 for China, $6,000 for Brazil. Compared to that, the same figure for USA is about $35,000 per capita, and for UK $22,000. It is further estimated that a person born in 2009 in emerging economy will consume roughly 35 times more in real term than a person born in 1979. This is bound to create a demand for fresh set of products, services which suit the local needs and context. That's why IITs play a very, and engineering colleges play a very important role. So friends, this will also include human development sectors such as education, healthcare, and where we are already seeing rise of distance learning, non-cognitive abilities, and generic medicine. The 3 billion empowerment needs to be innovative to suit local contexts and communities. Energy, next area, energy. The development is direct function of energy, and societies are empowered. Their demand for energy is bound to escalate. Global energy demand is expected to go up to 44% by 2030. India's own power consumption is expected to treble 600 gigawatt, and China is expected to consume 1,600 gigawatt by 2030. This is going to be met with shrinking natural resources. So, the challenge here, the emphasis has now shifted towards new renewable sources such as nuclear and thorium based, wind, solar, geothermal, hydrogen fuel, biofuel, tidal powers. Global societies need to realize that the energy sources of the yesterday are simply not going to work in the future. Now that the 3 billion empowerment needs to be creating new avenues to suffice the global energy demand. Now, the third important thing is environment. It is well established that the ways of currently developed societies are unsustainable for the planet Earth. In fact, our estimates indicate that if all the 3 billion underprivileged are made to live at the same level as the currently developed societies, we would need roughly 6 new planet Earths to suffice for the resources needed and the absorbed waste generated. Even today, we are generating over 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide in the worldwide, and it is expected that if current trend continues, the planet Earth will be irreversibly harmed beyond 2030. So, friends, finally, the social conflicts driven by increasing economic gaps, fundamentalism, resource quest, historic differences, there has been a steady increase in the global conflict since the Second World War. While the number of interstate conflicts has been relatively constant since 1946, the number of civil conflicts has risen about 3 times, consuming large amount of resources, bringing great loss of lives, especially in the developing world. Now, friends, the 300 richest people in the world command more wealth than the bottom 3 billion people. Equity in opportunity, basic human development for all, conflict resolution mechanism at local level is the need of the hour. The 3 billion empowerment needs to be equitable, just, and create opportunities for everyone. Now, in conclusion, we need quality leadership. What is the quality leadership? Where are they? Friends, I have seen 3 dreams in my life, which I have taken shape as a vision, mission, realization. One is space program. I was there with them 20 years. Another is Agni program, DRDO, I was 20 years, Defense Research Development Program. And the third is PURA, providing urban amenities rural area. Of course, these 3 programs are succeeding in the midst of many challenges and midst of many challenges. I have worked in all these 3 areas. I would like to convey to this young audience what I have learned on the leadership from these 3 programs. Number 1, leader must have a vision. For example, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, he was our leader in space program. He can think of 20 years ahead a geosynchronous orbit in 70s, Indian geosynchronous satellite in the orbit. At that time, there was no geosynchronous satellite in the orbit. And leader must be able to travel in an unexplored path. And leader must have passion to accomplish the mission, like metro project in Delhi, Sridharan. Leader must be able to travel in unexplored. Leader never travel a path already made. Leader must be able to travel in an unexplored path. Leader must know how to manage success and failure. I have seen a failure. When the failure occurs, how you have to become a leader, and you are becoming the leader only when you manage a failure. Leader must know how to manage a success and failure. Leader must have courage to take decisions, hundreds of decisions, thousands of decisions in the lifetime of a project. He must have courage to take, he or she should have courage to take decisions. Leader should have nobility in management. A big challenge. In management, you have to have a nobility. Every action of the leader should be transparent. Leader should work with integrity and succeed with integrity. That's the greatest point. 21st century leaders, creative leaders, will have unique quality of work with integrity and succeed with integrity. So, I have been discussing these essential traits of creative leaders with people of eminent different areas and students from India and abroad. Apart from this, what is needed is the spirit among the young people like you, that I can do it, we can do it, that will transform into nation will do it. Our educational institutions have to concentrate on developing the leadership traits, and the confidence to perform on every youth of the nation. This quality leadership will certainly empower the 3 billion people of the world with sustainable yet development its focus. The Global Vision 2030 envisages the realization of a green, clean environment without pollution, having prosperity without poverty, peace without fear of war, and a happy place to live for all citizens of the nation of the world. What is needed? The participation of a multiple nation, multiple institutions, and people from across the globe towards the common objective. IIT Bombay and all of you assembled here with global standards of research can definitely become a nodal center for propagating thoughts and action leading towards the realization of Global Vision 2030. My greeting and best wishes to all of you on the festive mood what you are all, and may God bless you. Now, friends, I can take some questions, okay? Student community or any community, you can ask any question you can start from the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, down row, okay? All the rows are there. Anyone can ask questions, okay? Anyone. So you start somebody, okay. If no question, I am going to ask you questions. Okay. Get up, whoever got a question, get up. Yes. Yes. Give a mic there. Yes.
Recently, our Prime Minister has promised Make in India. So what is your view? Most of the time we have seen the electronic gadgets you are exporting from the outside country. So can you give some hints, Make in India?
See, I have a feeling the all starts from in system design, system integration and system management. India is fantastic, okay? You can do a lot of work that we have proved in various systems. The problem is devices. We have to make devices. That too in the lab level we make devices. What we need is a fab center, fabrication center. And this center come in a big way, and sub-micron level it should come. I am sure that is the starting point. We need an industry so that ideas generated by the laboratories can be converted. I saw in Taiwan recently one person, the person who has built biggest industry, electronic device industry, and definitely is possible in India to do that. The most important is device technology, okay sir? In design we can do, but we have fab lab to convert a large scale. Okay, next question. You go to next. Yeah, next.
Sir, my name is Anupama. I work with GE. My question to you is, how do you motivate your team and yourself to do the best things?
Well, I have seen the motivation, your team. See, it all depends on you, basically you, okay? So, what you do, what you guide, what you show the results, finally will inspire the young members, the team members. So, you cannot expect without you showing the results, okay? It's a very important leader. In some area, you should be uniquely placed person. Then definitely you can, that is my experience also, okay? Okay, this side, now this side, yes. Yes, get up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have questions related to two domains. One is regarding energy.
One question you ask. Large number of people have got.
Okay, sure. So
One question. Good question you ask.
So one is regarding the energy domain. You said that India needs solar microgrids. Can you tell me what are the challenges we are facing in India, because solar microgrid is already implemented in European countries. So what are the challenges we are facing here?
Sir, solar power, it has not become an industry anywhere in the world. But they are making devices, systems, solar panels, all are being made many countries. What I am recommending is first time India should go for solar powered houses. Okay, solar powered houses means India has got uniquely placed 200 million houses, 200 into 5 billion. Okay, 200 million houses. So we have to start. And fortunately, our radiation, solar radiation, the highest sum of our region in India. So we have to use the advantage, and we have to go for a solar powered one. Of course, the device technology very important. Even 15% efficiency of silicon cell, you can make it economic scale. Large demand, cost will come down. Of course, that 15% can be by nanotechnology using, can be increased 35–40%. Efficiency is possible. Okay? This side, yes. Get up, last one. Middle, yes.
I have a question.
Shout. If bike doesn't come, shout. Good evening. See, I have a feeling the one of the very important experience our engineering institution have to give to the young people, that only employability is not only the government employability, okay, or industry employability. You can also become an entrepreneur, you know. That courage when you go out of the institution, the confidence that I can do, yes, a small 3 or 4 people can join and build a software, hardware and market it. So we have to become, instead of employment seekers, employment generators. Okay? Yes, last row, shout. Mic is not coming, shout. What? What is how to become a leader? How to become a leader? Well, I thought I must tell you, the leadership, first and foremost, generated by the type of work you undertake. For example, when I was in college, long back, you are not even idea form, 1954 to 57, okay? 1957, I was in Madras Institute of Technology, Aeronautical Engineering. At that time, my professor, Professor Srinivasan, gave me a project. Yes, not to me alone, 7 more candidates and different subjects. So all the 8 of us put together, we have to design a low level attack aircraft. In 6 months' time, we have to do it. And we worked very hard. First time he failed, then he criticized us. He said, I am going to stop your scholarship and all. But I am the leader of the team, but we worked hard. Finally, in 6 to 7 months' time, we completed a preliminary design of low-level attack aircraft. That project, bringing a multiple disciplines for an aircraft design in 1957, I created experience to a system design, system development and system management we learned. This stood for next 60 years, this experience. So it had to start with the academic institution. Multiple disciplines are joined together. A integrated project should come in so the people know what the project, how to do the job. Okay?
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, yes. Shout. Where are you? Ah, child. Okay. Okay. Shout. No, it's a bit louder. You speak. Well, I personally believe fortunately you can learn, many people learn to understand the technology. So, of course you are blessed with some of the colleges, certain already language where technology you can easily understand, go ahead with that. But most important language is, I want to tell you, understanding the technology, not only designing, you should know the development, you should know management. So, all the three, if you couple it, then you will become employable. Okay? You ask your professor, he will tell you how to become employable. Okay? So that means, okay.
Sir,
okay, next question.
Sir,
next
here,
question.
over here. Excuse me, sir.
Why not you send some mic? I cannot reach the mic.
Hello, sir, here.
Yeah.
So this is
that
regarding
guy,
your.
That guy need a mic. Shout. See, I personally believe in the globalized world, 5 to 10% of the people, educated people, going out, it doesn't give me any concern, because they also earn the knowledge. And after all, globalized world, people will move. Tomorrow, many people will come to India also to acquire certain unique knowledge from us. So, I believe this movement should not concern us. But what is important, whoever abroad, he should have that commitment, that for his motherland, he should have a commitment. Definitely, most I have come across, most of them have got a great commitment. Okay? Okay, friends?
Sir, towards your right. Sir, last question.
Yes.
I've been holding the mic
Hello?
for a long time.
Yes.
Sir, how did you become so great?
How did you become? How did you become?
How did you become so great?
Well, years take years. Years take care of you. Okay? Okay.
Hello. Sir, here. Hello.
Yeah,
sir,
go ahead.
Bhai, rukna yaar, please. Thanks.
Yes, go ahead.
So my question. Sir, here. Bro. Sir. Beta yaar. So my question is this, that first of all, I'm a student. My name is Ninad. And my question to you is this, that you showed us the dream of 2020. You showed us today the dream of 2030. My question is this, that we are just common students. I mean, I'm not even a complete engineer. I'm just studying. What is our role in all of this? I mean, as a student, how are we supposed to look at these things to constantly keep us motivated towards your dream, your vision, and which is also going to become ours one day?
See, I have a feeling, when I said the rural to urban divide has to be reduced, minimized. It needs electronics technology, it needs civil engineering, it needs mechanical engineering, it is above all, it needs social changes, it needs. So, the multiple technologies needed for the 2030 mission, for the connectivity of the, for example, you have to give physical connectivity, electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity, bring the economic connectivity of the very villages. For that, every area of science, every area of technology has to work together. Okay? Okay.
Sir, one question. Sir, one question.
Sir, how did you become so great?
How did I become so great? That's a question. Well, which class you are studying?
4th.
What's your dream in life?
I want to become a singer.
Singer. Hindustani or Carnatic? Hindustani or Carnatic music? Any music?
Yeah, any music.
Any music. Well, I don't know how big. I don't know. These are relative terms. So I personally believe you must have a dream. Say, I must have a dream.
I must have a dream.
I must continuously acquire knowledge. Continuously acquire knowledge.
I must continuously acquire knowledge.
Hard work.
Hard work.
And perseverance.
And pursuance.
One should not be not afraid of problems.
Not afraid of problems.
Then you will be successful. Okay?
Sir,
okay,
one question.
So wish you all the
Sir,
best.
one question, please.
And any question you put on my, because of time, what I suggest, a lot of people waiting, I suggest to you any question, you send a mail, apj@abdulkalam.com, apj@abdulkalam.com. If you want autograph also, you want autograph. You will get autograph with photograph and also answer to your questions. Okay? Wish you all the best.
Sir, one question.
In the question for young students, only no political question. 5 questions. Random. First row, middle row, last row. Last row fellows. This side also. Anybody can ask questions. Okay? Who will ask? Get up first.
Good evening, sir. I'm Janani of 10th standard. Sir, we have got a tremendous advancement in science and technology. Is it the advantage or disadvantage?
Well, I personally believe what science does, it make you to ask questions. Okay? Till you get an answer, you question. Answer will come in the form of experiment form, answer in theoretical form. So it makes you, enriches you, how to ask good questions. Okay? The earth is there. Our earth. Earth is rotating own axis. How much time it takes? Takes 24 hours. Day, night. But earth orbits around what? Orbits around? Tell me, sun. How much time it takes? It takes 1 year. Okay? So sun orbits around what? Our galaxy. What is the galaxy name?
Milky Way galaxy.
Milky Way. How much time it takes? Sun takes to go around the galaxy. How much time it takes? 200 million years. Okay? Because such a big galaxy with millions of stars. Okay, next question. This side. Yes, get up.
Who gave you bravery, sir?
Who gave?
Bravery. Braveness.
Courage. Well, you see, courage you have. Courage comes from knowledge. Hello, you fellow, ask a question here. Look at me. You repeat with me, knowledge. Repeat with me, knowledge. Repeat, knowledge is equal to creativity plus righteousness plus courage. So knowledge comes from courage. Okay?
ஹலோ சார், இயற்கை சீற்றங்களை தடுக்கவும் அதிலிருந்து நம் மக்களை காக்கவும்
தங்களின் வழிகள் என்ன? ஏன்னா உத்தரகாண்ட் அப்புறம் நம்ம தமிழக
அண்ணா only one question கேளு.
இல்ல அதே क्वेश्चनோட
அண்ணா only one question கேளு.
அந்த क्वेश्चनோட கண்டினியூவேஷன் தான்.
இல்ல ஒரே question கேளு. சோ இயற்கை சீற்றத்திலிருந்து நாம் எப்படி காப்பாற்றிக் கொள்வது, அதான் உங்க கேள்வி. இயற்கை சீற்றம் ஒன்று நேச்சுரல், another is artificial. Fire, a great fire, if you are careless, fire will take place. It will create problem to the homes and many people. But natural is cyclone. Okay, cyclone, புயல் காற்று, இது வந்து நேச்சுரல். புயல் காற்று இப்போ ரடார் வந்திருக்கு. ரடாரை வச்சு எங்கே புயல் உருவாகி இருக்கிறதுன்னு கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும். 100 கிலோமீட்டர்லேருந்து கடலுக்கு, கடல்லேருந்து 200 கிலோமீட்டரா எப்படி அட்வான்ஸ் ஆகுது ரடார் மூலம் தெரியும். ஸோ உடனே ஃபோர்காஸ்ட் பண்ணலாம் எப்போ வந்து அந்த புயல் ராமேஸ்வரத்துக்கு வரும், நாகப்பட்டினத்துக்கு வரும், மெட்ராஸுக்கு வரும் அப்படின்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ அதில் இதில் விபத்துக்களை குறைக்க முடியும், ஃபோர்காஸ்ட் பண்ணி விபத்தில் குறைக்க முடியும். Okay, next question.
Good evening, sir. My question to you is, can you tell me which is the most dangerous part of a rocket?
Dangerous part of?
A rocket.
Well, a rocket is itself dangerous part. If it's not properly handled, that fellow will take care of you, okay? So, what we have to do, rocket has got, about 80% of the rocket has got propellant. Propellant means oxidizer and the fuel, 80%. So to initiate it, we use igniter. It has a timer, electronic timer. The electronic timer will say at 60 seconds it should be ignited. It will initiate the rocket motor. You mishandled. If it is static charges, suppose you are having a plastic shirt, nylon shirt, then static charge will develop. If you go and touch the rocket will explode. So normally they should be discharged. The static charge will discharge. Everywhere there will be a metallic conductor. You will discharge yourself, enter into the rocket places. Okay? So there are ways of safety methods. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, very warm wishes to you, sir.
Yeah.
I take great pride to stand before you.
What is the question?
Yes, sir. Why is still India not able to set up a space station? What implementations are required for a manned lunar probe from India?
Well, I personally believe we have put a satellite orbit around the moon, and also our space scientists landed a probe in the moon. Now, a Mars probe, Mars payload is moving towards Mars, okay? It will supposed to reach there some last week of September and then start sending details about Mars geography, geology and also atmosphere. Now, when will you put astronaut, our own astronaut, walk in the moon, walk in the Mars? When you are ready, it will be ready. They will be ready. Okay. So my view is by 2030, India will have capacity, land a man, or go orbit around the moon or Mars. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Last question here. Last question.
The best brain of the nation may be found from the last benches of the classroom. Sir, could you please tell us what made you to believe in the last bench students?
Where are you? Repeat your question.
The best brains of the nation may be found from the last benches of the classroom. Could you please tell us what made you to believe in the last bench students?
Because I was the last bench.
Even I too, sir.
Sometime on the last bench. Most of the time on the first bench. But I felt the last bench, everybody has got some knowledge. Every human being has got some knowledge. A great teacher, a good teacher, his way of teaching, his way of interacting with the student, he doesn't care whether you are the first row or the last row. For him, everybody a student. For her, everybody a student. Okay? So friends, with this I will say, all of you repeat with me that where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Who will give this righteous in the heart? Before 17 years, afterwards very difficult. When you reach 17, another plus 30, 3 years, 20, you can get righteous in the heart. Righteous in the heart only give 3 people. Who are these 3 people? Can you guess? Yes. You got only 50 marks out of 100. Correct answer is father, mother, in a spiritual environment. In a spiritual environment. Why you are silent? Father, mother, in a spiritual environment. And the third person, the great primary school teacher. So friends, wish you all the best. God bless you. I will give an incident. This is all of you who have assembled here, all of you. Remember this incident. 1979, SLV-3 satellite launch vehicle, I was the project director, mission director. My mission is to put the satellite in the orbit. Thousands of people worked nearly 10 years. I reached the Sriharikota and it's in the launch pad. Countdown was going on. T minus 4 minutes, T minus 5 minutes, T minus 1 minute, T minus 40 seconds. Computer put a hold. Don't launch it. Computer says don't launch it. I am the mission director. I have to take decision. Everything is on. Behind me there are 6 experts. They saw computer database coming in and screen, and they see the pictures in the screen. They said there's a problem. The problem is there's a leakage in a system, in the control system. But immediately calculation, no problem. We have got sufficient fuel and oxidation for control system is controls the rocket to the required altitude, and we can go ahead. Now, of course, my expert's view, but I took the decision. Problem is mine. Finally, I took a decision. I bypassed the computer. I launched the system. Okay, I launched the system. This fellow went. First stage worked is a 4-stage rocket, and second stage got mad. It went to spin. Instead of putting the satellite in the orbit, it put in the Bay of Bengal. 1979, it was a failure. It was a first time I experienced my failure. How do you manage the failure? Success I can manage. So at that time, a great man, a great leader, Professor Satish Dhawan, he comes to me, I'm very tired working nearly for months. He wakes me up, come, let us go for a press conference. Press is meeting there, like this, number of people, world press, with photos, this and that, all the gadgets, they are there. I was really frightened, I will be the culprit. Because I'm the project director, mission director. What Satish Dhawan said, chairman, Indian Space Research Organization, said, dear friends, we have failed today. It's the first time I have to give all the success. All the failure is, I want to support my technologists and scientists and staff so that next year they succeed. So he took the whole blame himself. And then media asked, you have put Bay of Bengal so many crores, you have put it. Like that, lot of criticism. He received the criticism. He assured them in a year we will succeed with our team. It's a very good team. Next year, here only interesting happened. Next year, July 18, 1980, when he succeeded, Professor Dhawan said, you go and conduct the press conference. Do you follow what this means? It means when the failure occurred, the leader took it up. When the success came, he gives to his team. That's the first.